And we are live.
Oh,
Hello, everyone. Hello. People are already in the comments saying hello if they'll work. Is it glitching for anybody else? Can you guys see this? What's happening now?
Yeah, I can see.
All right. Hello, Rally. Hello, Pat. Happy Friday to everyone. Hope everyone is ready to read and decompress at the end of this week. This week has felt both extremely long. Like literally, I woke up and I was like, "What day is it?" I couldn't remember if it was Thursday or Friday. So it's been like very short, but also very long at the same time. So hopefully, you guys are ready to relax a little bit, read a little bit. The prompts dropped for room 2 this morning for those of you that are participating. So that's what a lot of us will be reading as our books for prompt 2, or some of us will probably be reading our books for prompt 1 if we haven't finished those yet. So welcome to everyone. Do you guys want to introduce yourselves? Neva.
Oh, hi. I'm trying to lay this stupid release paper on this gigantic thing. Hi, I'm Neva. My channel is Reading with Neva. We read and diamond paint over there, so that's fun. I'm reading my first book for my room. I only have an hour left. Okay, I was just too lazy today to finish it, so it's fine. So I'm reading something. Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone. I'm finishing that, and then I will be theoretically starting Fireborn.
But that's part of the Harry Potter series as well?
Huh?
Is that part of Harry Potter? Oh, okay.
No, Fireborn? No, it's like a different series. It's like about dragons or something.
Oh, okay.
I don't know.
I've never read Harry Potter, so I don't know.
It needed to hit prompts. You know what I'm saying? There were certain prompts that needed to hit. So unless I find something else that I would prefer to read that hits the prompt that I needed to, Fireborn is my current. I don't know what I'm trying to say.
I literally almost asked you what your prompt is, and I'm like, you can't even.
I can't tell you. Nosy.
Well, I've almost asked someone like, "What room are you in?" I'm like, "No,
I can't ask that."
I know that.
Yeah. So. Yeah, but I do have to see though. Actually, if Fireborn gave me the audio, because it didn't give me the audio, I'm gonna have to find something else because the library was saying available soon, and then I was like the second person, but that doesn't mean that I have the audio yet. So I might have to find something else. So that's to be determined. Here, Ari. So, yeah, that's all I got.
Fun stuff. Okay. What about you, Amy?
I'm Amy. My channel is Amy's Bookish Life. I'm Team Peacock, and I'm going to be reading Fourth Wing.
I'm excited.
I don't know if I am. But we'll see. My librarian has been like begging me to read it. She's like, I just want everybody in the world to read it. She gave me her like sprayed edges copy to read.
Ooh.
And I was like, oh my gosh, what if something happens to it? She's like, I have 5 copies. I'm like,
oh my God.
Like 5 personal copies. I'm like, I think it was 3. It might have only been 3. I exaggerate a lot.
Still that.
But
even still, yeah.
She's like, she said this was her ratty copy. Like this is her not good copy.
That looks pretty good though.
Yeah.
Right.
So yeah.
The pressure isn't on though. Like if you happen to like get a little bit of marks on it or something.
Yeah. So yeah, 3 months I've had it sitting here. So in October, I was like, I promise I'm going to read it in November because it's my the co-host of my team. It's her favorite and I want to read it and support,
It's perfect timing because the next one comes, if you really like it and you want to read the second one, it's not a huge long wait. So
yeah, because it comes out next week. Not even next week, like a couple of days, right? Like
yeah.
Hopefully I'll be done by then. Reading it.
So my name's Kelsey and I'm reading Lessons in Chemistry, which I didn't know, Amy, that you loved it a lot.
I do. I loved it.
Yeah.
It's not my favorite, but I did love it. Yeah.
Yeah. I have audio and I'm really liking it so far. So we'll see. I've heard really, really good things. So I'm really excited.
I love the dog in it.
Okay. I love dogs, so that might work out well.
The dog is just
love that. All right, well, let's check out what's going on in the comments. I know we had quite a few people join.
Nell, did you say what you're reading?
Oh, I did not say what I'm reading.
I was just wondering.
I'm reading Good Omens. This is for... So our room has 2 prompts that we have to do. So this fits both of those prompts. And also this fits the prompt for Buzzwordathon with the word. So a lot of things happening with this one book.
Nice.
I'm starting this. I think I'm like maybe 3 or 4 chapters in. So like very early on. I just started it this morning. So yeah, hopefully... So far, it's like, I don't know if it's because I have the audiobook up too fast, and maybe I need to slow it down or something, but like I'm having trouble keeping, it's a lot of characters. I'm like, whoa, like who is this? Who's talking right now? Like what's going on?
Is it the same voice for all the characters?
No, different voices.
Oh, okay.
Oh, nice.
So yeah, a lot happening.
So my sister gave me her copy of that one, and she really wants me to read it, and I'm like, okay.
I've heard really good things about it.
I've heard fabulous things about it, but it just doesn't sound like something I would love, but but it would work for Buzzwordathon, so maybe I should just.
We got Tina. Hello, Tina. Hello, Cool Gamer. We got Leandra. Leandra is 14. What team is she on? Plum?
Yeah,
Plum. Okay. Team captain host for Plum, or one of the 2 for Plum. Let's see who else is here. Today's been pretty interesting, but I just had dinner and relaxing. Good. That's what I'm hoping, is that most people will kind of be like ready to like just chill for the rest of the night. Like they've had a long week, a rough week, and they're like, I need to decompress. I need to just chill out. I want to read, just enjoy myself. So that's what we're here to do.
Perfect.
Hello, Coda. How are you? Welcome. Pat saying hello to everyone. Is it Alicia or Alicia?
Alicia.
Oh, Alicia. Okay. Hello. Welcome. Let's see. The Green Ladies, yes. Team Green in the house, if you couldn't already tell. The green, the background, the money, had to represent.
Although more of the people here are blue.
Yeah.
For once. It was the last night or the night before.
Just to point it out.
Yeah, I mean, hey, I'll take it. As long as people are reading and enjoying and participating, it doesn't matter. We're all here for the same.
All good.
Yeah. Reading The Reef. I have not heard of that one, by Nora Roberts. I'm reading it as an extra prompt. Oh, wow, nice. Very nice. Is this your first extra prompt book, or have you read some already?
Well, I mean, Nora Roberts has a lot of books.
Yeah.
Like a crazy
Ooh, City of Glass.
Meredith is here.
Oh, is she?
Yeah. Just trying to make it more.
Hello.
Just trying to add to the green.
Love it. You got both the captains for Team
I didn't realize
Green.
I could join until like 5 minutes ago.
Love that.
I wonder the only time this happened.
Right. Well, that's part of the reason why I decided to do it. No, I purposefully tried to do it a little bit earlier so that on the off chance that you might be able to come, because I know that this was a time that I had done it before when you were doing your like the 48-hour sprints. I had done this time before and you were able to come, so I was like, let me see if maybe.
Yes.
So yes.
Normally I could stay, but it's my mom's birthday. So.
Oh, exciting! Is that why you're going to lunch?
But I'm here for now. Yeah.
Nice. Very nice.
Merida, Ari said to tell your mom happy birthday.
Oh,
thanks. I will tell her. She'll be like, "Who's that?" And I'm like, "Don't ask."
Although Ari calls Meredith Merida.
So, I know, and it makes me feel like a princess.
That's cute. Hello, everyone. Just popping in to say hi. Going out to dinner and saying, "Ooh, Les Mis, very nice. Fun. Nice. I hope you have a great time."
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Just finished my room book. Oh my gosh, which room? The first room or the second room? Wait, you finished the first room already. It must be the second room. That's awesome. Yeah.
That's amazing.
That's amazing. Sitting around still on my first room.
I was this morning too, but I did pick like a 600-page book, so this time I went a little shorter.
Yeah, this one is a little bit longer than the first one I read, so we'll see. But this one is also checking off like so many prompts, so it's like maybe it's okay that it's a little bit longer.
I would say so.
We'll see how it works out. Just got to midnight in the UK. Heavy rainstorms and wind. Oh, but it's cozy reading weather. That is true.
Yeah, for sure. You don't have to go anywhere.
Yeah. Your first extra prompt. The regular room problems have been difficult for me, so I read novellas. Smart. Very smart.
Do what you gotta do.
Nora Roberts has a ton of books, I know. Co-hosting a readathon. Oh yeah, your readathon. What is it?
Nora, is it Nora November?
Yeah, something like that.
Is it?
I forgot that she was one of the codes for that.
I don't know if I've read any Nora Roberts.
I haven't personally.
I have.
But I'm very familiar with the author, obviously.
Yeah.
There's many books that she's written.
I've read the Nora Roberts ones that I've read are like more romance. Because then she also writes under J.D. Robb.
Oh, yeah,
and those are like her crime fiction. And I personally prefer the J.D. Robb books over Nora Roberts books, but I mean, both are fine.
Nice. Very nice. Say hello, Ari. Team White. Neva, I'm still in the first room too, so you're not alone.
A few people are, so don't feel bad.
Yeah. Project.
Yeah, and then we have my co-host. Okay, she read like 4 books for her. I was like, well, you're holding it down for the whole team. So thank you.
Yeah, at least.
That's how Meredith is. Like Meredith is holding it down for Team Green.
It's the only thing I'm good at, apparently.
Reading Midnight in the Darkest Hour for Mr. Green. Lovely, lovely. Hello. What does PLUOK stand for?
They have a inside
Loki.
I think she means Loki energy.
It's like I think it's for Plum and Loki, like together.
Isn't Loki green though? Surely we've taken him.
I mean, not for this readathon. It's not.
We just take everything that's good.
Right. Cute. Interesting. Interesting. So, okay. Thoughts are ticking based on this comment.
I think because isn't Bree on Plum?
Yes.
Yeah.
Bree is Loki. That's why.
Gotcha. I was talking about the book that they're reading. I was like, okay. I know what that means.
Oh no! Why is Bree Loki? Stop.
I don't know.
Because she causes chaos. I'm inferring things here.
The Amazing Readathon, every time that Bree was about to cause chaos, she would write something cryptic in the Discord and then share Loki memes. So
nice.
Okay. I'm on the same page now.
And I believe Loki is also a Leo, and so is Bree.
My nephews love the Thor and Loki, and their cats are named Thor and Loki, and they're brothers. And Loki is the crazy one, and so they always tell me about how Loki is the crazy one. Like that's all I know is
love that
Loki causes chaos.
That's very cute.
Singular characteristic, crazy.
Yeah, Loki is crazy, and he lives up to his name.
Love that. Her Guardians trilogy. I have not heard of that trilogy. I'm assuming that that's not romance, or is it? I don't know. So Nora November. Okay, so that is what it's called. And okay, so the J.D. Robb books are top tier. I have not read a J.D. Robb book, so I wouldn't know. But
there are like a million.
Huh?
There are a million in that.
Yeah.
Too.
Yeah.
Are they the ones that are like in death? Like the whatever in death and the whatever in death? Is that
I think so, yeah. I mean, I don't remember actual titles, to be honest. But I just know, like, when I see J.D. Robb, I'm like, oh, this is crime fiction. That's fun.
Mm-hmm. J.D. Robb is just like James Patterson or like CJ. Is it CJ Box or something? Like those names where it's just like they have like a whole section dedicated to themselves because they have so many books.
Yeah.
Mr. Green takes all the things. Yes. Thank you, Pat. Be sure to hit the like button if you haven't already. Thank you so much. And I'm sure Pat's going to say it, but hydrate. Make sure you have your water with you.
I just ate a lolly and it's like, oh, it's 11:15. I just got up, so I thought it was morning. I was like, I'm eating a lolly in the morning, but I'm not. Lame.
Hello, Courtney. How are you? How's your Friday? JD Rob. Okay, so that is the series. Nice. Look at you, Amy.
I know some stuff.
Oh, it is romance. Oh, but it's like gods and fantasy. Well, that's different.
Like
interesting. I've never read, outside of like Greek mythology, obviously. I've never read like a romance book that has to do with like gods. That's interesting. That's definitely very interesting. Let me see. I'm gonna try to pull up the timer here. So we are gonna kick things off. Whoa, I can't see what just happened. Oh, I forgot I had Kat on. Had her on my phone. Somebody started talking. I'm like, oh my gosh. Yes, hydrate. There you go. Knew it was coming. Hello, Courtney. We're gonna kick things off. Oh, Brittany's here. Hey, Brittany. How are you? How are things going?
Ooh, Brittany!
Nice. Weren't we just talking about this yesterday?
I'm very excited about that.
Is there a way to move this? There probably isn't.
I don't know.
What are you trying to do now?
How do I move the people like to the other side? Is that not an option?
I'm not sure.
I don't know.
I just always do the same exact thing every time and then wish I could do stuff.
Mood, Amy. I'm just like, how do you have the money?
Can you guys see it moving?
That's fine.
It's an overlay. She did an overlay.
Oh.
So I'm like, what's that?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Can you guys see that?
No.
Amy and I have the same energy. We're clueless.
I was hiding behind the money before.
Oh, that did not work.
I wouldn't mind.
Well,
hiding
that was a
behind
waste of
money.
time. But let me get this off the screen so that.
Wait, are you
I
done?
got to bond during it. It's fine. It wasn't a waste of time.
No.
I was trying to move you
Amy
guys so that the
Christmas.
comments aren't blocking Meredith's face. But I failed. It
It's
didn't
probably
work.
a good thing, to be honest.
If you
Like,
click
yeah,
it
that's
on the
cute.
comment that you're on now, so you're not on any comments, then
Yeah,
it
you could do
would
that.
be off her face. Right? Or
Hello,
not?
Brittany.
I could just creepily.
Stop.
That's quite horrifying. Yeah, I was waving, but I'm like, Brittany can't see. Brittany to know I say
There's got to be a
hello.
way to fix this. I just don't know how to do it. I haven't figured
Oh,
out.
there.
How to
Oh, there.
It's alright. I'll
That
probably
work?
be gone after this.
Oh, we're in the other side. Yep.
Yay. There we go.
This looks nice. This is very pleasing.
Yeah.
I think you can only love them. Oh, yeah, I was trying to put them all at the top too. That wasn't working. I'll figure it out during the sprint. I'm trying to troubleshoot. I don't know what I'm doing, clearly. Hello, Pat. Yeah, I knew what you meant, Courtney.
That was like mood Meredith. Like, I can't.
Okay, go put that up. Bedtime. No.
All right. Well, let's jump into this first 30-minute sprint. I will see you guys back here in 30 minutes. Happy reading. And we are back. Welcome back to the chaos. How did everyone do? How did your reading
Hello. So I have an hour left. I thought I only had an hour left of this audiobook. I had an hour and a half. It's fine. Everything's fine. Also, I sent Ari to bed because it's time. And I ordered Wendy's.
You guys hear me?
Yeah.
Yes? Okay. Why can't I hear you guys? What's happening? What's going on with my computer? Okay. Something's wrong. Don't know what it is, though. Talk amongst yourselves, because I can't hear anything.
I read 2 chapters. I'm on page 28.
Nice. I read
and there's been 2 deaths.
Oh my god.
Like
2.
Kelsey.
Yeah.
Wait, what are you reading? What are you reading? Fourth Wing?
Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest, Amy. I didn't like the book until 150 pages in. I was iffy about it because I was like, "This is overly high." Too much. And then I started liking it about 150.
Because Kelsey keeps telling me that I just need to read further and then I'll like it. And I was like, no. I already got to the part where the dragons are incinerating people, and she was like, "Yeah." She's like, "After that, it gets good." And I'm like,
"It's just chaos before that. It's chaos the whole time, but it's really chaos at the start."
I would just like to know why they're having like a military shortage and then killing off their military. It just doesn't make sense to me. You know what I mean? It just
I don't know. I just, like, I'm sitting, I'm reading along, and all of a sudden somebody just picks somebody up and throws them off the parapet, and I'm like, hi.
Yeah. Now I can't hear you, but I can read what you're saying.
Okay, now can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, we've been able to hear you. Okay. Can you hear us?
Yeah, can you hear us?
No, at first I couldn't, but now I can.
Okay.
I think when I plugged in my mic, it thought that my mic was my speaker. So it was trying to send the sound to my microphone instead of taking the sound from my microphone. So figured that out. Oh, I gathered from the piece of conversation that I did hear that Neva is reading Fourth Wing, I'm assuming.
No, I am not reading Fourth Wing, ma'am.
Amy's reading Fourth Wing.
Amy's
Neva, you were reading Fourth Wing. You kind of read.
I probably, if it ends up, if I end up finishing my book for my second room, or Fourth Wing hits a prompt for me for one of the rooms, which it hasn't so far. Yeah. Then I
might. That's for me, but I mean, I already
it
read
definitely
it.
will at some point. I can
will
that.
pick it up.
And the second book's not out yet, so I can't read it.
Yeah, I'll pick it up for simply 2 reasons. One, if I don't like it, then I can sell my pretty edges my pretty edges one to Nell because she called it like 6 months ago. And also it's Kelsey's one of Kelsey's host favorites, and also Kelsey's been bothering me to just finish this stupid book since like June when I started
reading.
Then
I can accept your opinion on it because right now you've half read it, so you can't really give a formulated judgment, right?
Yeah, you can only half accept her opinion.
I also need to just get this off my TBR
because I mean. You and Brittany. Brittany's like half in too, but it's still on her currently reading, and she hasn't picked it up in months.
I mean, it's really pretty. Look at that.
But I did worse than Brittany because I pre-ordered it in all 3 formats because I was convinced that I was going to like this book. So I was like, it's fine.
And then you pre-ordered the sequel.
And then I pre-ordered sequel. And I pre-ordered the holiday edition. Clearly, I'm just gonna sell them all.
Well, now you're in luck. Which one you want?
Clearly, I'm gonna read these, and I'm just gonna be like, "Hey, now, so I received these. Do you want them for $100? Like, I'll give them to you for $100. Like, here you go, all 3. You're welcome." But Nell definitely gets the original Fourth Wing because she called it when I was like, I don't know,
get it anymore, right?
You can't. It was only the first edition.
Yeah,
I have it shockingly in Canada. That's like we never get like sprayed edges whatsoever. Yeah.
Which is why I'm gonna give it to Nell, because I know that it's going to a good home. I mean,
Yes.
It's like a dog. I wouldn't want to just give a dog to anybody. I wouldn't want to just give a copy of the original Fourth Wing to anybody either.
The book you hate.
Let's see. We've got some people that joined during the sprint.
Hate
so
is a strong word.
Okay.
Oh my gosh, no, don't hate it. Just indifferent, maybe.
I'm just
that's
the thing. I don't even think that I necessarily dislike it. I think that I just don't care.
That's fair.
You know what I mean?
It's wrong, but it's fair.
I just have a lot to say about it. Unlike the Love Hypothesis, I hate that book.
Oh, don't get even I started on that one.
You know what I mean? So like but with this one, it's just that I mean, the only thing that I've cared about so far is the dragons. I don't care about any of the actual characters.
I didn't for a bit.
That is one of the best parts of the book.
Yeah.
I have not seen any.
You're not wrong for that part.
They're coming.
I've only heard of dragons. I know they're there.
Oh, okay. What chapter are you on?
2.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
She's on chapter 2 because she said I'm on chapter 2, and she's read like 37 pages or something, and there's already been 2 deaths.
It's
because people just getting thrown off the hair.
Yeah, you couldn't hear me say that. You didn't hear that part.
Right.
Yeah, I missed all that.
Sliding, you know?
Yeah. He just like picks him up and throws him off a parapet like all willy-nilly. Like
murder is accepted in this society.
Yes, it's encouraged almost.
But violence among them is not. Murder's fine, but violence is against the rules.
Correct.
I'm confused.
And you can't and murder is okay if it's unnecessary, but unnecessary violence is also frowned upon. It makes no sense. Okay.
Hey, Zoe. Just hopped over here, submitting my first book. Nice. Sadly, DNF to 62%. It's all good. Now moving to Skandar and the Unicorn Thief. Ooh. Very nice.
The DNF
ML also joined us. I mean, sometimes it'd be like that.
Yeah.
I can say that I've never DNF'd a book, and I don't know if I should change that.
Okay, that's it. I'm on a mission. Listen, I got Brittany to DNF a book. Now it's mission get Nell to DNF.
I can't do it.
I'm the queen of DNFing, okay? I get people to DNF books, and I'm like, DNF is self-care. Just do it. It's
my gosh.
It's hard for me to DNF, but I do it sometimes.
Yeah. And I can say it very easily. I can say DNF super easy to somebody else, but when it comes to me doing it, I'm like,
yeah.
What if it gets good?
Yep.
Oh no, I did. Yep. Listen, I learned my lesson when I did not DNF Darling Girl, whatever the hell that was, and Brittany was the one that was like, just DNF it, you're not enjoying it. And I was like, no, I think it'll get good because it's a Peter Pan retelling. It can't be that bad. Then I got to the end and I was in a 2-month slump.
Oh my gosh.
Never say it can't be that bad, because then it's like, it will. Just watch.
It's just gonna
hold my beer.
Pretty much. Hey, Kay, oh my gosh. So I did not know until Tina, was it Tina that posted in the group chat, like the general chat, the link to the sprints thing that Dr. B, Reading with Dr. B does. And I think Kay Simmons helps out with that list. That list is amazing. So like, shout out to y'all for even making that list. That's amazing.
Yeah, it's truly
wonderful. So many. It's like every sprint happening anywhere on the internet. I'm just like, how did you guys even find all of these to be able to put it together in a list that is well organized at that? That is amazing. Yeah. So like, shout out to you in Reading with Dr. B.
Because when I need sprints, man, I just go to the search bar and I type in reading sprints, and then I toggle the live button, and that's how I be finding sprints. I'm not trying to remember who has sprints when. Absolutely not.
Yeah, and it's like organized for like days. Like you can go like into the future and like see like, oh, like next Thursday, like who's sprinting. Like that's wild. That really takes like dedication. I looked at the list, I was like, I'm probably not on here. And then I was like, oh my gosh, how did you guys know? It was so cool. I was like, wow. So yeah, really great job on that. You guys do not get enough credit for having done that. I didn't even know that existed until earlier today. So also thank you to Tina for even telling us about this, because I had no idea. I actually bookmarked it, so now I have that. Amazing. Thank you so much. Professor Plummet. Okay. Trying to get all my weekend grading done today because I'm taking a short weekend trip. Ooh, fun.
Nice.
See my favorite band play tomorrow. Ooh, okay. What's the band? Who's playing? JK, I don't know the lore, Professor Plum. Maybe he's a horrible guy. Professor, and I do like purple, so I had to. Could you imagine? Oh yeah, Meredith had to go. She had to go to lunch, so maybe we'll still be on when she gets done with that. Maybe not. It's all good. But I appreciate Meredith for stopping by. Always fun to see your co-host in the sprints. Yeah. Oh, Courtney asked the same question. What band? Tegan and Sarah. I have not heard of this band.
Really?
What genre of music is this?
Pop,
I would say. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'm not familiar
They were
with
big
name.
in Canada for a little bit.
Okay.
I don't know if they are Canadian, maybe.
Ooh, VIP passes.
Fancy. Okay. See, you got to meet them. I think this time is time 16. You've met them 16 times.
Yeah, they are a Canadian group, so maybe that's why they're maybe not as popular in the US, but they are touring in the US, I think, right now.
Yeah, they're touring in the US. I mean, I feel like they were more popular a few years ago than they are.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, their names
Courtney has also never heard of them.
Familiar in some.
They've definitely been played on American radio, but I don't. Do I listen to?
I haven't listened to the radio in years.
We have this thing
where I listen to audiobooks. I don't listen to radio.
I know
exactly.
I listen to audiobooks, and also if I want to listen to music, we have this thing called Apple Music that I use, or Spotify, and that way I can just listen to whatever songs I want, and I don't have to. If I want to listen to the same song 15 times, I can, but I'm not forced to listen to the same song 15 times.
Yep. Have you heard of the song "Everything Is Awesome"? Yeah, actually, I do know that song. That's who that's by. I did not know that.
That is an awesome song.
Well, now you know
that was not what I was expecting.
I did not know who.
Oh, they're from Canada. Follow their tours as much as I possibly can. I even traveled from Texas to Alberta, Canada. Oh my gosh. That is dedication. True fan. I think the furthest I've ever gone is I've gone from Maryland just to Pennsylvania to go see the Jonas Brothers. But that's it. I've never traveled any further than that for a concert.
Yeah.
So the fact that you traveled to
from
country,
Milwaukee to Green Bay.
Oh, wow.
Green Bay to Milwaukee.
Yeah, I was gonna say not too far. But yeah, I've never traveled out of state, and I've certainly never traveled out of the country. So props to you. They were also on tour. Oh, with Katy Perry and Taylor Swift. Wow. Had them as guest experience on stage in 2013.
Yes, now that I think of it, when I went to the Katy Perry concert in, I think it was 2013, they actually opened for Katy Perry. So I did see them one time.
Wow. Nice. That's awesome. Their songs have also been in Grey's Anatomy a ton, so there's a chance you have heard or seen them. I have never watched Grey's Anatomy, but I know that it's a very popular show.
Yeah, they do.
I've never watched it. I never got into it.
Sarah music in Grey's Anatomy.
What?
Yeah, I've never watched it.
They do play Tegan and Sarah music in Grey's Anatomy.
I believe that. Which would also make sense as to why I'm not familiar with them, because I've never seen that show. Yeah. As popular as it is, I've never seen it. Never seen a single episode.
Listen, I didn't start watching it until it was 15 seasons in, and then Mr. Reading with Neva saw me post. This was before we were dating, but he saw me post on Facebook about how I think in 2019, the end of 2019, I was like, well, I guess I'll start my Grey's Anatomy journey. And he was like, you've never watched Grey's Anatomy? And I was like, I maybe have seen 2 episodes, and just random ones. You know what I mean? I was like, and plus people have spoiled it for me over the years. I know everybody that dies. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, I don't know if I want to put myself through the emotional torture.
There's a lot of emotional torture.
But here we are.
Yeah,
I'm on season 14, I think. And we're still going.
Isn't it how many seasons is it? It's a lot.
18 or something. I think they're on season 18 right now.
Yeah, I think so.
And I was told, you know how many episodes are in the season?
Most seasons have, I think, around 20 episodes. They're long seasons.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
that's
my thing is, I don't know.
Their first season is shorter. Their first season, I think, is only 12.
I don't know how much further I'm gonna go because I was kind of told that once like pandemic times hit, the show started following pandemic times, and it's not as great.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
So I don't know how much further I'm gonna go because I stopped at the point where a major character died, and I'm just so over all of like the original characters. I'm just so over it. Okay, like I'm just like, okay, great. So we can't have anything nice.
Yeah.
Are they half an hour or hour-long episodes?
Like left the show like in a really bad way, and I'm just like I'm over it. Like I don't care about any of these new people. I don't care about them.
Yeah. That's a lot. Like I think about like other shows that I've watched because like Degrassi technically has like I forget how many. It might be like 24 altogether seasons, but they're half an hour episodes, not hour-long episodes. Yeah. So that's different. And then like Vampire Diaries has 8, 5, what is that? 13 plus 4. Okay, that one does have quite a few. If you add all the series together, like all the spinoffs and stuff.
If you add
like
all the series, yeah. But the original TVD I think only has 8 seasons.
Yeah,
7 or 8 seasons. But then
I think, but the 8th season isn't even a full season. It's only like 10 episodes or something instead of 20.
Yeah, but then Legacy, like if you put in there with the originals and Legacies, I think each of them have like 6 or 7 seasons.
Originals has 5, Legacies has 4.
So you get
you're looking at like roughly 17 seasons of hour-long episodes, but it's different because like I grew up watching that show. Versus like trying to binge it all at once, like as an adult.
I also feel like it's different when the show is marketed to teenagers.
Yeah,
and Degrassi and the Vampire Diaries, even the spinoffs, are really marketed. I mean, the spinoffs of Vampire Diaries are marketed to the adults that grew up watching the Vampire Diaries as teenagers. But we were all in high school when that came out, middle school or high school when that came out. So I feel like that was a show that was a series of shows that grew with us.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. But it would be like trying to watch. I feel like you would be trying to watch like One Tree Hill as an adult. Like to me, One Tree Hill is like nostalgic because I watched it in high school. If I watched it as a 32-year-old adult, I would be like, this is the stupidest crap I've ever watched in my life.
I do want to go back and watch One Tree Hill and the OC. But
yeah, I didn't watch the OC because it wasn't popular in my high school. I don't know why the OC wasn't. Everybody in my high school watched One Tree Hill, but we watched
One Tree Hill here.
We watched One Tree Hill, and we watched what's the other one?
The Hills.
Well, we watched that too, but that was before One Tree Hill. But we watched One Tree Hill and Gossip Girl.
Yes,
were like really popular with the girls in my high school, and so we would all watch it every week. And then, like, even if you weren't friends with them, like you would talk to them about it. Like, it was the weirdest. This is what happens when you grow up in a small town, bro. Because like half the girls that I would be like, "Oh my god, did you watch the newest season or the newest episode of Gossip Girl?" I don't like you, and you don't like me, but we're gonna talk about this show.
Well, like the OC. Those main characters graduated the year after I graduated high school, so like 2002. So that wouldn't have even been on when you were in high school.
Yeah, no, that was in middle school. I watched that like college, I think. Yeah, but I rewatched the OC recently, and I'm like, it's just such a good show still.
Yeah, because I watched the OC. Like, oh.
So Laguna Beach was first, right? And then we got the Hills, which those are technically like reality TV. They were on MTV. So those shows were on when I was in middle school. Why my mom and I lived with my opa for a while too, which is my grandpa on my mom's side. Why these adults in my life were like, oh yeah, it's totally fine for you to watch.
I don't think they really realized what was.
We had no idea.
I don't think they knew, and we weren't monitored. Like, well, at least I wasn't really.
No, they're like, well, this has high schoolers in it anyway.
Yeah, like it's fine.
People will ask me now, they'll be like, why do you watch things before Ari? And I'm like, because do you know the amount of crap that I watched in middle school? I watched Jersey Shore. No.
In middle school?
Okay. Yeah. Jersey Shore was on when I was in middle school.
Oh, really? For me, I think it was
how?
I don't remember.
I think I was in college when that came out.
Maybe high school?
I was high school, like
it might have been late high school or like early college. It was like 2010 or something, or 2011.
Yeah, it was 2010.
I want to think it was 20. Okay, if it was 2010, then I was still in high school. If it was 2011, I think I was in college by that point, depending on what part of the year it came out in.
Okay, so I would have been in my either junior, depending on when this started. I would have been either junior or senior year of high school, depending on the actual month, which is not giving me that because I guess Jersey Shore was 2009.
Okay.
Maybe they just all run together for me at this point because I know that Laguna Beach. I know Laguna Beach was middle school for me.
I never watched it, but I think
I might have been in elementary school. Yeah.
I mean, I watched Real World. And
oh my God, Real World!
Yeah, shows that
reality.
Laguna Beach was 2004, so for me that would have been 8th grade.
I was in elementary school,
and
I wasn't watching that. That's why.
We definitely watched like Teen Mom because for some reason our parents thought that would stop us from having sex. I mean, I didn't have sex. I was 18.
I honestly think my parents didn't even know like what I was watching. Like I had a TV in my room and like.
My mom was like, I was a teen parent, so you should watch Teen Mom because it'll convince you not to have kids. And honestly, it convinced me more not to have kids when I had to take early childhood development because of where I was going to go in college. I didn't go in college, but like where I was going to go in college, I needed a childhood development credit in high school, and they made us take home those stupid computerized babies. And I was like, listen, I have at this point helped raise 5 children, and none of them cry like this.
Mine was defective and it wouldn't turn off, so I had to lock it in the basement, like to go to sleep because mine was like defective; it would not turn off.
It would be like,
I guess I'm leaving it in the basement to cry all night because it's a weekend and I can't call my teacher.
Bro, it got to the point that my home ec teacher was like, wow, that's so smart of you to use a rebozo, which is like a wrap, like a baby wrap, like to wear the baby. And she was like, did your mom go out and buy that? And I said, no, my mom has 15 of these things because she has 20 kids. She had 6. But I was like, but she has to carry around in these. And I was like, and the stupid thing cries every time I walk away. I said, I try to go pee. It starts crying. I said, babies do sleep. Like, y'all know that, right? Like,
mine did. Mine just cried the whole night.
What
so
the hell?
I don't know.
I didn't even know that was a real thing. Like, I've seen it on TV. I think I've seen it on Degrassi. There's an episode
into it. Like, mine had a key, and you would put it into the back, and then
that's what ours had.
Like, stop it from crying, and it would not stop from crying. Like, it would.
Ours had. You had to like purchase a diaper bag. If you didn't want, like, she gave you, like, a flimsy, like, a diaper bag, like, you would buy at, like, Walmart, like, for a child, like, for a baby doll, right? So, she would be like, if you want better things, then you have to go buy it. Well, of course, like, my mom had a million kids, so I just used shit that was in my house, like, so, but we had, like, a bottle and a pacifier for feeding and, like, soothing purposes, but then the key was for, like, just like you had to put the key in order to activate anything else, and then she gave you 2 diapers so that you could switch the diapers out because the baby there was a sensor that if you didn't actually switch the diapers out that it would still register that the diaper was still soiled. So like we really had to do the most.
So yours was like really ours was not like this.
And how my school afforded this, I don't know. Okay, I lived in a town of 1,500 people.
Wow.
So, but I hated that thing. And then when I had kids, I was like, these children are nothing like that stupid doll.
So. Well, thank goodness for that. Let's see. Coda finished Eclipse. Nice. Love that for you. Is Coda participating in the readathon?
I don't know, but I know that Nicole and Coda are like buddy reading Wheel of Time, which is what WOT is. I think they're on book like 10 or something.
Oh,
ridiculous.
Wow.
Yeah, because at one point Nicole said something about it, and I was like, "Oh, how far are you guys?" Because I was gonna like join them, and she was like, "Oh, we're on book 7." I was like, "Never mind." Okay.
Let's see. Zoe got to page 7 of Skander and the Unicorn Thief and enjoying it so far. That's great. It's always good when we actually enjoy the books that we're reading. 16 times meeting them, but over 30 times seeing them. Wow.
Nice.
It's dedication. Gotta love it.
Nice.
Wow. That's such
so
a cute little like meet cute story. Oh my gosh. That's adorable.
Ollie's profile picture on YouTube is Tegan from Tegan and Sarah.
Huh.
Okay.
Nice. Did not know that. The band is personal for sure, like family. Yeah. The fact that that's how you met your spouse, like that's a story. That's really cute.
Yeah.
They do recognize me. Oh, that's so cool that they recognize you. They like tweets of mine before without me even adding them. Aww. I love that for you. That's so cool.
I know. I noticed that.
It's camel, so no one can find you, and you want them to leave you alone anyway.
That's maybe my second DNF in my whole life. Okay, I feel that because I have not. I think the reason why I can't DNF books is because for so long I didn't read, and any book that I picked up I did not finish. So now that I'm like actually like a reader, I feel like if I DNF a book, it's gonna set me back to like who I used to be. You know what I mean? So it's hard for me to bring myself to that point.
Like I think I'm the opposite because like I grew up reading. And I would complete every book that I read. And as an adult, I'm like, no. There's too many books to read. And at this point,
I feel like
I never
die with it.
You know, like if I don't read it, then I only get half an opinion, as Kelsey likes to.
Because sometimes, honestly, I've read books and I'm like, I change my opinion after the 50% mark. So I always try to give it a chance, but sometimes I like softy enough, and then I'm like, I'll come back to this later. Because sometimes you're not in the right headspace, and I'm like, if I force myself to read it now, I won't like it, and I want to like it. So I do softy enough quite often, I would say.
I have like a not the time or not right now, like shelf on my Goodreads. Like
I call them.
I think I called it, but
ML coined this phrase, so I use it, but I just call them pause for now books.
Yeah.
Came back a little bit late, was just watching YouTube shorts. Oh, that's fine.
Really
didn't miss much. We're just hanging out, chatting. We're gonna do another sprint, so don't worry. And of course, my I don't know if it's glitching or like being weird on you guys' end, but on my end, everything is like moving really slow. Like the comments are transitioning really slow. So if it seems like I'm pausing, that's why.
It was doing this to me last night. Which is why I kept asking people if I was freezing, because on my end, like when I would add people into the stream, so like I added Rainy and everybody was like, "Hi, Rainy." I added Leandra, everybody was like, "Hi, Leandra." I couldn't see them. It was just like a black screen with the loading circle. And so I was like, I don't know if these people are in here, and I'm gonna look stupid as hell. If it's slow for everybody else, I'm like, "Hi, guys." Like I'm
Yep. Yes, thank you, Tina, for telling us about the spreadsheet. That was amazing. Like new skill unlocked. I've made a little bit. I made it a little like quick link. Oh, nice on your home screen. That's so smart. That's actually really smart. Yeah, I bookmarked it on my computer, but I didn't even think about putting it on my phone. Maybe I should do that too. Oh, we gained a friend. Let's see what happens when I try to add.
Hi.
I see the square. Everybody's waving at a black square. Okay, now I see her.
It's fine for us. Yeah, that's weird.
Congratulations.
That's so crazy.
Katie is giving me the comments to go get my Hello Kitty headphones and use those on this stream.
They're from Best Buy. So
nice.
I have ones that are Hello Kitty and they have the little Hello Kitty bow on one of the ears.
Oh, cute.
Aww.
That's so
I'll
cute.
go get them during the next sprint.
That's so cute.
We were joined by Katy. Katy, would you like to introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Katy. My username kind of like cross platforms is I would rather be reading because let's be honest, that's what I would rather be doing at all times, basically. I'm currently reading Delilah Green Doesn't Care. Enjoying it. I've been super distracted though, so I'm only like 60 pages in. Not good for my prompt. I'm behind for sure. Let's see. My genres that I typically read are romance, fantasy, and thriller. Anything else? I'm Team Scarlet. Go Team Scarlet.
Nice. I think we all have the same clue, right?
We're stupid. I don't know.
I think believe so, but I believe one clue extra.
Yeah, everybody got the same clue except whoever won. Yeah. So our clue.
So we all
is
know
the same.
that it wasn't Scarlet.
Right.
I believe
the rest of us are still suspect.
Yeah. Our clue is all the same because people were like, in my group chat, they're like, we got the wrong clue. And I was like, no, we didn't. No. Brady just labeled them that way so she knew which videos were which or whatever. But everybody got the same clue. It's just that one team got an extra clue.
Right. Okay. Just wanted to make sure. So we all know that it wasn't Scarlet.
We haven't finished
the rest of us, however, are still suspect.
Seen the clue yet.
Well, it's there. Nobody's stopping you from seeing it. It's in the chat. Everyone can see it. The rest of us, we're still up for debate. We don't know. It could have been any one of us except Katy.
True.
She's the only one that's in the clear.
I'm not gonna lie. I kind of wish that we did it. I feel like we could get away with it.
I swear every time I play Clue, it's always Scarlet. I don't know.
Really?
Scarlet.
I've taken her out of the cards and she still
like
ended up in the envelope. I don't get it.
I love that. She's determined. Haven't heard of the list. Yeah, so Tina, if you're able to, I don't know if it'll let you, but if you're able to share the link in the chat, feel free. But there's a link to basically a Google Excel sheet or whatever that Reading with Dr. B and I believe Kay Simmons, I'm not sure if anybody else besides those two, but I know those two worked on it. And it basically is a list of all the sprints that are happening. It's amazing. And it gives you a breakdown by day and time. So you can very easily see who's sprinting and when. It's fabulous. It's amazing. Shout out to them for making it. Yeah, I can't see the comment. I clicked on it and I can't see it. There we go. You are on it. Okay, so Alicia says she's seen the list. She's familiar with it. And Courtney, you apparently are on it, so that's amazing. Yeah, they did a really good job of finding everyone's sprints. That's so cool. Dr. B, has it in the about section of her channel. Nice. So if Tina isn't able to link it here, feel free to go check out Dr. B, and you guys can find the list over there. Fourth Wing is YA Game of Thrones, lots of death. That's an interesting way to describe it. I would have never even thought.
I don't feel like Fourth Wing can be YA.
Yeah,
I think it's supposed to be new adult instead of young adult.
I can get on board with new adults.
Yes. I
think it's supposed to be a new adult book.
Yeah.
But love, death, wait. But I love death. Wait, that sounds weird. I get it. I'm there with you. I'm seeing that's cool, right? That's how I felt. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm on the list. I made the list. I love alligator. Yes, that's so cool. That's how you guys met. That's so awesome. They started as more of rock. They have transitioned into pop. I've been a huge fan and following them since the early 2000s. Wow, they've been out that long. That's crazy. And I've never I've heard that one song that you talked about, but I've never heard of their name before. So the fact that they've been out since the early 2000s, I clearly am slipping in my pop culture knowledge. They're very central to lesbians. I know Vanessa checks every morning. Wow. Look at the dedication. Gotta love it. I go through a few times a day. It's nice and helps to find new creators. I love sharing and supporting. So happy she created it. Glad to help, and that helps you too. Yes, you've definitely helped us. That's for sure. Cool. When I saw that list, I was like, wow. Doing the Lord's work, really. Speaking of Grey's Anatomy, we went and saw Brandi Carlile and Red Rocks this past September. Are those bands, I'm assuming? I'm not
they do
with
music
those bands.
for. I think they do music for Grey's Anatomy.
Okay. Oh, cool. Very cool. Like, tell me you're a queer woman without telling me you're a queer woman. Say you love Tegan and Sarah. Oh. Ooh, yes, Jonas Brothers. Leave Before You Love Me. Sounds like Last Christmas by Wham, and now Callum Scott at Your Worst. Sounds like Leave Before You Love Me. Oh, does it? I've never like heard that song before. Yeah. Now I want to go listen to it to see if it does sound the same. I wonder if they drew like inspiration from that. Maybe that's why they sound similar. Interesting. Defo check out At Your Worst. Oh yeah, I will do that. The comments are doing the thing again. They only it's like half coming in. They only did one season. Oh, and it's different post-pandemic. Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Interesting. I mean, that makes sense if they only did one season during the pandemic. The works. Mm-hmm. Hey, Jen, how are you? Reading Attica Witch tonight for Scarlet. Nice. Got caught up on Grey's Anatomy at season 15. Got caught up on the Grey's Anatomy at season 15 and then stopped watching in season 17. Yeah, it's a lot to keep up with. It's definitely a lot. But I feel like if you've been watching it for a while, then like it's easier to catch up than someone like me who's never watched it at all, like never seen a single episode. I'm like, I don't think I'm ever gonna invest the time because it's just too much. Too many hours of dedication is what that would require. I don't think I can commit to that. Yeah. Mainly because of a couple like breaking up. Oh, in the pandemic yeah. That makes sense. Amy, I can't see the comment. I saw your name. Graduated in
2001. So I was a year ahead of you.
That was a year. That was a year. So you guys are not too far apart.
I know a lot of cool people that graduated in 2002, though. So I was just ahead of my time.
I'm assuming that there are quite a few people that graduated around that time. Cannot relate. One Tree Hill was insane. Was it? I think I watched when I was 13. Yeah. I tried to rewatch it last year and I was disturbed to realize the characters were younger than me and married. Really?
Yeah, it's very strange because there is a couple that gets married while still in high school, and I didn't remember that part until I did a rewatch like a year or so ago, and I was like,
what is happening? Like the Reba, is it Reba? Reba's
a reboot?
No, Reba.
The show.
Reba the show?
TV show, was it?
Yeah, Reba.
Yeah. Like her daughter gets married and they're in high school and like they're like, oh my gosh, it'd be so fun to have another married couple at school to hang out with.
I don't understand. Here's the thing. Okay. As a person who should have graduated in 2010 and then graduated with their GED in 2020, so I just like say that I'm class of 2020, even though I'm not, but it's fine. Anyway, I could hardly do anything for myself in high school. Are you kidding me? Absolutely not. Like, I'm not trying to marry a whole other person. I'm hardly trying to do it at almost 32. You know what I mean? Like, no.
Yeah.
No.
I mean, fair enough. I definitely want to go back and watch it now. That sounds crazy. One Tree Hill and the OC are definitely two shows that are on my list that eventually one day I will go back and watch. Got my GED later on, but I would have been class of 2002. Wow. A lot of 2002 kids in here. That's crazy.
Born in the first, or graduated in the first 2 years of the millennium.
Does
anyone remember Secret Life of American Teenager? Yes, I do.
Yeah,
definitely a show.
I love that show.
Watching at 9.
So weird.
What year did that show come out?
I don't remember, but I was in high school.
I'm about to Google it because I feel like I was
like I think I was out of college, so like 2009.
It had to have been between 07
2008.
and like 2010, somewhere.
Okay.
It came out in 2008. So that was another one that like people at my high school watched and we talked about. But also like that show was ridiculous. Okay? And honestly, I'm not gonna lie to y'all, we all watched that show because Shawn Johnson, the gymnast, is from Des Moines, Iowa, which I'm from Iowa, for anyone who doesn't know that. So we all watched just to watch her cameo in that show because she plays like a background character in a few episodes. Yeah. And that's why we all watched it. And then we all just got sucked into the show because it was ridiculous.
It was ridiculous. And they played the same storylines over and over and over.
Yeah, it got a little redundant.
And it was unrealistic, bro. Like, that is not... I had friends that were pregnant in high school, and, like, they were like, this is nothing like my life.
Yeah, like, glamorized it almost, yeah.
Interesting. That's another show that I've never watched, but I also don't plan to go back and watch that. I was very honest watching that show as a kid. I was just like, this is a rip-off wannabe Degrassi.
I would highly suggest watching there was a YouTuber that like watched the first episode and the last episode. I don't even know who it was, but it like he'd never watched any of the series at all, but he watched the first episode and the last episode, and it was a highly entertaining video. I love videos
like that. It's fun to watch those videos when you've actually watched the show. It's hilarious. Yeah. Got some more real world fans.
Creator Dylan, he like wears like glasses and things like that.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, Dylan does it. Shawn Thompson does it. There's another guy too. I can't remember what the other guy's name is, but there's a couple of people on YouTube that do those videos. They're hilarious. Absolutely, so like chef's kiss to those videos.
Yeah, they're so good.
Got some more real world in the house. It was a couple of my brother telling my mom I was watching teen dramas at 10 and I never watched something in front of my parents again. Not your brother snitching. Leaving in the basement crying all night.
That's so true.
Oh my gosh. Imagine if you had like people come over for like dinner. They're like, what is that noise?
It's just a baby in the basement crying. It won't turn off with the key.
Oh my gosh. I was team Road Rules. But I like it when they used to do the versus real world competitions. I've never watched those before. Yeah. I have not watched those.
Yep.
Hey, Destiny. How are you? When I read the beginning of this, it just said I had a baby as well. I was like, oh, you had a baby? And then I remember what we were talking about. I had my boyfriend stay over. Our parents' idea. Definitely the worst idea ever for a class. Yeah, I feel like that is like the opposite of what they were trying to get teenagers to learn.
So my thing was we didn't have enough men, like boys, not men. They were not men. Okay, yeah. We didn't have enough boys in our class because how the class was supposed to be. We had 2 boys in the class, and it was literally because they needed the credit to go on to what they wanted to do in college. It was part of like we did a lot of like my school because I lived in a college town, even though it was a small school, like. Small high school. We have a pretty well-known university in our town. So a lot of us took classes at the college. And so there were things that the college required us to take in high school in order to do certain things. We only had 2 boys because she was like, our teacher was like, yeah, I'm really supposed to pair y'all up. She's like, but since we don't have enough boys to girls, like ratio-wise, she was like, everybody's just getting their own baby.
Wow.
Which if she'd paired us up, if she'd be able to pair us up, then we basically would have switched off like who had the baby or whatever. And I was like, cool.
Yeah.
Wait, how long did you have this baby, Neva? I only had it for like
a
weekend or a week. Like
no, we had it for a whole week.
It was like a because we had maybe ours were defective though. So
we had to do it for 7. If I remember, it was 7 full days. because they wanted us to figure out how, like, we had to bring the baby to school with us in the morning and drop the baby off at daycare, which was just like the classroom or whatever, right? And then so we had to like get the baby ready and everything like we would if we were dropping this actual child off at daycare. We had to drop the baby off at daycare. We went through our school day or whatever. Our school also, for the amount of students that got pregnant during my high school career, we did like they would have to transfer to the next town over, which I also used to live in that town, to the big high school because that high school had a daycare center, like for the student.
Oh, wow.
Anyway, so you would either have to like figure it out on your own if you were like actually a pregnant teenager or transfer over. So we would drop the kid off, we'd go to class. Then you only had until the buses left, because not everybody rode a bus, but you only had until the buses left to come back and pick your baby up from daycare. Otherwise, you got charged for being late.
Wow.
Not even shitting you. So then you had to take the baby home, and if you had like after school activities, it was your responsibility to figure out what you were going to do with your baby during after school activities. So like I had vocal lessons every day after school. Because at the time that I was doing this, I was taking like private vocal lessons. So I would have to take this baby. I had to like tell the professor I was taking vocal lessons for, but I was like, I have to bring this baby for the next week. And she was like, okay. So you would have to figure out what to do with this baby. Then you would have the baby all night, and then you have to come back to school, and you had to make sure that you were on time, like to school, because there was like only a certain parameter that you could drop the baby off. Like school started at 8:15, you only had to like 9 to drop the baby off at daycare, or you were stuck carrying the baby with you to class all day. And there were a couple of students that happened to because they would oversleep their alarm because they weren't getting any sleep the night before because their baby was crying all night. Oh yeah, wow. They were like, you want to take child development? We're gonna
single parent,
right? We're really gonna teach you why you should not have children as a single parent. That's basically what our life lesson was.
Wow, yeah. That's wild. We didn't have anything like that in my school. Nobody had to take a class like that. Nobody was walking around with robot babies or potato sacks or eggs or anything. Like, you know, what you see on TV.
My school did not do somebody in my class having them for a weekend, but like, or in my grade having babies over the weekend, but it wasn't like it was never forced on anyone, and it was just like one section of a class that did it.
I mean, it was just part. Like you knew taking early childhood development, that you would have to do this project. So it wasn't like, but we had to like sign, like our parents had to sign like a waiver, even though most of us in this class were over 18 because most of us took it as seniors. So like, like we had to do that. Like you had to, because like if something happened to the baby, like even my mom got annoyed with this baby. She was finally like, bro, you're on your own. Like this thing won't shut the hell up. Like, not that my mom was like a great parent, but like she tried to help. And I was like, this is so unrealistic. I literally asked my teacher, I was like, can I just bring my baby brother to school for a day? Because like, because my youngest brother was like 2 years old at the time that we did this project. And no, he wasn't. He was like a year old. Like, and there were already like teachers that thought that my brother was my baby, because there were a few times where I had to like bring him up to the school for like other things. Like I would have, like, because I babysat a lot, and I was like, this is not my kid, bro. Absolutely not. But I was like, can I just bring my brother to school for a week? And she was like, no. And I was like, oh, okay. Well.
We did have like my sister was born. When my sister was born, my aunts were 16. And they brought my sister to, like, they had to run a daycare as part of their class. So my sister, even though my mom was a stay-at-home mom at that time, but she like sent my sister to daycare because they needed to practice. And so they did that because I went to the same high school then. But
wow, that's wild. Dr. B is here, the woman, the myth, the legend, the creator of the list. She has arrived
in the flesh.
Let's see, Lexi's here reading Six of Crows. Ooh, we'll need to take Ellie out of here for a bit. Understood. Six of Crows is a book that I've had on my list for a long time. I hope that you are loving Six of Crows. It'll be a while before I get to that book, but I have heard nothing but great things about it, so I hope that you are loving it. Dr. B just finished streaming. Nice. How did it go? Hopefully it went well. Oh, it's blurry. I can't see. Made friends with the like button. Came over here from Vanessa's friend. Well, welcome. Glad to have you here. What are you reading? Bringing the party over here. Nice. Love that. Appreciate it. Oh. Joining from Cat Sprint or Katy's Sprint. I don't know why I keep calling you Cat.
It's okay.
Katy's Sprint. Do people call you Cat?
Well, my actual name is Caitlin, so people call me a lot of things, to be honest, but
that makes sense. I was just talking about that earlier, and I was using the name like how like Katy or Kate or Kat. It's like you never know if their name is like Catherine, Kathleen, Catalina, Caitlin. Like you never know what the name is.
Well, and then they can be spelled. Then the spelling can be like a million different ways too, so it's a mess.
Right.
I worked with a girl that she went by Kat, right? So that was how she was introduced to me. And then when she got added to the like the manager group text message, we would come in and we would say like our name, right? So everybody can save our numbers or whatever in their phone. And she came in and said Caitlin. I said, who the hell is Caitlin? And I like called my GM and I was like, Kat's not in this group chat. And he was like, yeah. And I was like, there's no Cat in here. I said, I see a Caitlin. He was like, yeah, that's Cat. And I was like, oh, okay. All right.
Yep. Also want to get some cookies. Ooh, yum. What kind? Hello. Joining from Katy's Sprint. Welcome. I can't take credit. It was it? I did not know that. Awesome.
I mean, I should have known. Appreciate you. Mama Bree was coming up with all this stuff. I don't know. ML was the person that I heard say it, so I assume she came up with it.
Yeah, I mean, that makes sense. The comments are being super... Yeah, I knew what you meant. Pause for now, yeah. I had no idea, Neva, you were acting as calm as a cucumber last night.
I did not.
When was I calm? What?
When there was like a blank, like square,
yeah,
like,
and I was because internally my anxiety was like, oh my god, my internet's gonna go out. What is happening? But like to the outside world, I was just like sitting here, and then I was like, oh hi. But like, I mean, I try not to freak out externally. You know what I mean? Nobody needs to see all that. Plus, by that point, my brain was broken from the chaos that ensued in the first hour of my sprints last night. So,
hello, Katy. If the comment will come up, Courtney, you're on the list. It's on my. Yeah, I know. I saw. I love that. Like the Lord's work, truly. If anyone wants to be added to the spreadsheet, let me know, especially if you sprint. I always include it in my sprint descriptions along with it. What happened?
I'm sorry. I was just reading the Discord and I won Katie's giveaway.
Oh yeah, I saw that she posted that. I saw that when that came up.
That's super exciting.
I felt like another prompt dropped or something. I was like, what happened?
I was about to be like, listen. I get
this. Like, sorry, we gotta go.
I was about to be like, listen, if there's another prompt already, bro, me and Rainey are gonna have words.
I am 26 pages into this room's book.
I'm gonna be like, Rainey, you and I were best friends, and I understand that this is chaotic, but ma'am, less than 24 hours? No.
Always include it in my sprints in the description along with the AuthorTuber sprints list, so hopefully lots of cross-pollination. Nice. Love that we're spreading the love, spreading the awareness. I got the idea from SD Hudson's AuthorTube sprints. I was like, why isn't there one for BookTube? Valid question. Yes. I love that you asked the question and then answered it. Love that. I've read Rock's Venue, yeah. I want to see a concert there so bad someday. Where is that?
I don't know.
It's great. It's a great idea. It's a very great idea. It's a brilliant idea. Finishing The Outsiders for Team Peacock. Brandy was on. Hold on, let me plug my computer in because now my brightness just went down. I can't see anything.
Oh no.
There we go. Brandy was on my bucket list, and so was Red Rocks. So it was the dream concert. Ooh, nice.
Very cool.
Very fun. They didn't film during the pandemic, but they did one about during it, and they. Whoa, what just happened?
Yeah, they didn't actually film during the pandemic, but they had a pandemic storyline.
Yeah.
Right. So not complete escapism after pandemic times. Yeah. A lot of people have an issue with like shows. I feel like it's like you have half the people that like the fact that shows stayed true to like the time period and was like, this is a thing that happened. This is something that we went through. And we want these experiences to be reflected in the media that we're watching or in the content that we're watching. And then you have like the other half of people that was like, we lived this. We don't want to watch it on TV. We don't want to have to relive this.
I watched
it. I think for me, the thing, I mean, I kind of expected Grey's Anatomy to do that because Shonda Rhimes tends to follow like current events in her shows. I guess for me, like, I don't care. I mean, because like we got books, that came out in like 2021, 2022 that were around the pandemic, but I felt like we had enough time for 2020 to calm down from 2020. I don't feel like Grey's Anatomy gave us enough time. And then was like, here you go.
Yeah.
Relive the worst year of everyone's life.
I liked that they kind of made it so that because the pandemic was still going on, but it was like it gave like an end time in the books, like when I was reading them. So I liked that. What I thought was funny was I saw somebody give a review in 2020 complaining that a book that was just published, which means it was written in like 2018, didn't mention the pandemic in the 2020 like epilogue or something.
Because authors can now tell the future.
Yeah, like because the author did not know the future, ma'am. What is wrong with you?
But also in 2020, I'm not talking funny, but like in 2020, I didn't want to read about the pandemic in 2020. Like 2020 was I know it was like the worst year for everybody, but like I try to just scrub 2020 from my brain. Like people will be like, what were you doing in 2020? And I said, I don't know, probably sitting in the house. Okay, that's probably what I was doing in 2020.
This comment is funny. Kay, you are hilarious. I love that.
I mean, I was only 2 years away from that.
Fair. I want to watch the OC now. See, well, I need to find out what it's streaming on so that I can watch it.
It's probably on like Peacock.
I hear that a lot of like the shows that we like growing up were like kind of inspired by the OC. So definitely want to go back and watch where it started, where it all began. Gonna head off tonight. Sadly, it's now, oh my gosh, 1:30 in the morning. Yes, definitely go to bed.
Nice.
Happy reading. Thank you, Zoe. Thank you for stopping by. Appreciate it. Have a good night.
It says it's on Hulu.
Apparently, Coda and ML around the same age. So love that for them. What'd you say?
Listen, it's on Hulu. The OC. Oh. You know a show I tried to rewatch? We're not going to be rewatching it. But I finished my yearly watch of Gilmore Girls, right? And I was like, what other nostalgic show can I watch? I tried to rewatch Felicity. I got 4 episodes in and decided that's just going to live in nostalgia. This show came out in like the 90s. My mom watched it and I like grew up watching it. And then my mom bought like the like box set of the DVDs or whatever. And so we would watch it. We would like watch that, House, and Gilmore Girls. Like those were the 3 shows that we would rewatch.
Yeah.
Bro, Felicity.
I really love Party of 5 too.
So basically, Felicity, it follows a girl named Felicity. She's played by Kerry Russell, if you know who that is. And she decides to follow this dude to college, like a la Legally Blonde, except that she never actually dated Ben at all. Like, she had a crush on him, and then he wrote in her yearbook that he had a crush on her, so she thought it would be a good idea to follow the man across the country to college. And then was upset because when she saw him on, like, you know, the first day of college or whatever, and she was like getting her picture taken for her ID, he was dating someone else. And then when she was like, I thought you liked me, so I followed you to college, and he was like, why would you do that? She was offended, and I was like, I cannot do this. Who thought this was a good idea? Like, at least Legally Blonde, like, you know, she's trying to get Warner back. But they were dating, you know what I mean? Then he breaks up with her. So, like, at least that makes sense. But why are you following a random high school dude to college? It's weird.
Mm-hmm.
No.
It is.
I tried.
This is true.
I tried. It's on Hulu. I tried, and I could no. I will rewatch House at some point, but
House is so good.
So good.
Lexi, I agree with you on this. We also did not do that at my school, but I mean, I had to take care of my brother, sort of, but not. I guess I did kind of take care of him. Like, I had to watch him and stuff, but I wasn't that much older than him. We're only 5 years apart, so it was kind of like the blind leading the blind there. But it's good. You know, we turned out all right. My school didn't let us take home the class hamster for a week. Oh, see, we didn't have that either.
We had
I think when I was in
rat
like third grade, we had like
home.
a bunny or something, but that was it.
We had
Hey,
we had a
how
rat.
are you? Oh wow. Oh wow. So
Yeah,
you guys had a daycare too. I've never been to a school that had a daycare.
The big high school that the high school I should have gone to if I hadn't moved back with my mom, they had like the whole lower level was a daycare.
Nice.
Because all the students would
I get that all the time with my brother. Some old.
Right.
Why is this comment so funny? Why did you write it like that?
Because it's so ridiculous. It was my PE teacher that pulled me into class, like asked me to stay after health class one day, because the way that our schedules worked, you would do health one semester and then PE the next semester. Like, that's how it worked anyway. So I was in health that semester, and she was like, I saw you up here the other day picking up your siblings with your baby. And I was like, you mean my brother? And she was like, she's like, are you sure it's not your baby? And I was like, am I sure I didn't give birth?
Are you sure I know?
No idea.
I'm pretty,
I said, he's 6 months old. I said, I haven't missed that much
I don't know.
school. I was like, did you like just neglect to notice that I was never pregnant? No? Oh, okay. And then I went home and told my stepdad about it, and he was like, wow. So then when they went to the parent-teacher conferences, she asked my stepdad and was like, so Geneva has a baby? And he was like, no, she has 5 siblings.
Wow.
Gosh. Goodness gracious. Hello, Jean. Welcome. 2% of Zodiac Academy. Nice. 98%. Oh, for Team White. Okay, so you're going to finish this book pretty soon. You'll probably finish it tonight, I'm assuming. Hello, Danny. How are you? What are you reading? Reading Fourth Wing. Nice. The Demon's Deal. Okay. 7-figure fiction. But at the moment, working on live stream intro and outro for a 15-hour Readathon. Ooh, that's a long 15 hours.
Yeah.
Very nice, though. Ooh, things are doing all kinds of stuff on the screen right now.
This is funny
because around a bag of flour for a week. Wow.
My mom telling me that's what they did. They had to like carry around a bag of flour back. Like when she was young, she was saying.
Wow.
I found that super interesting.
Huh. That seems very heavy.
Yeah.
But they didn't cry as loud, I bet.
That's what I'm just thinking. Like, that I wouldn't have to put in the basement overnight, you know?
That's true, yeah. That's definitely true. I know I've seen on TV, like, people had, like, to carry the egg around, like, make sure that you, like, didn't break it and stuff like that. I've seen that on TV. But I've never had to actually do any of these things. Also, Halloween Oreos sound very nice. Oh, okay. I did not know that. Cool. During 2020 and 2021, I could not handle pandemic content in media or in writing. I was struggling. The last thing I needed was more of the thing that was ruining my life. Yeah, it's like 50-50. Some people are like, why are you not reflecting what we're going through? Like, we're living through this and people are acting like it's not happening. And then other people were like, yes, we don't want it to be happening, so we're going to pretend like it's not happening.
I think, honestly, I think personally it would have traumatized me to read things about the pandemic during 2020. Mm-hmm. Because, like, I mean, 2020, you know, it took off with a bang for me because, like, my mom had passed in February, and then the pandemic happened, like, in full. I mean, we knew that it was happening, but it wasn't like happening.
Yeah, but it was very quick. It was like, it's here and then lockdown. It wasn't like a long period.
Right. So, like, by May, we were in lockdown, and I was like, cool. Wonderful. Yep. Like, I would have absolutely been pissed off if a bunch of people
were in lockdown by like March, like mid-March, like immediately.
March.
I mean, it was like
March 18th, 30th.
Yeah. Listen, y'all. 19th. I lived in Florida in 2020.
Right.
So I'm gonna say.
Don't need to say more.
Enough said.
I mean, they literally have threatened to, when I got a hold of my manager at the McDonald's I worked at and said, hey, I have to find new childcare for my 3-year-old because everything is like, businesses are shutting down, even though the governor, who's a piece of crap, is not telling us to do so. They were like, well, either you have to come in or we're going to fire you. So I was like, well, I quit. And then just like prayed that I would get the COVID relief, which they gave it to me, I think because I had R. And so I was like, no. So, I mean, people were refusing to, like, we still had bars open in June.
Yeah.
Until they closed Disney World down, the bars were still open. And then DeSantis was like, maybe we should close down bars. But he was also saying, like, COVID-19 is only an old people's disease. And I'm like, are you stupid? Just stop talking. But yeah, Canada and like a lot of other places in the US were shut down by March.
Yeah.
We were not shut down until the summertime.
Yeah.
In Florida.
Makes sense. Apparently there's a little Anne Rice book club happening in the comments. I'm seeing the origin story for that happening. Nice. Had to explain what Cheers and Seinfeld were to a coworker. Cheers was my show, okay? I love watching Cheers.
My mom worked at a Cheers bar when I was little.
Nice.
And they did the Macarena. And so she would bring me because it was in the Minneapolis airport. And so she would bring me in there and we would do the Macarena. I was like younger than Ari.
Wow. Oh, that's cute. Not the fact that you were that young in a bar, but still cute.
I mean, did anyone make good choices in the 90s?
This is the question.
Feel like
not. ML said she can handle it now for escapism. Yeah. Sort of rather not. Or I don't know, maybe need to seek some media with pandemic themes and see how I feel. I mean, don't feel compelled to go out and read it.
There was a thriller that was written. I can't remember what it's called. I can see
days.
That one. And I read that one last year. I really enjoyed it. I think I gave it like 4 or 5 stars. It was really good. But also I didn't read it in 2020.
Right. Jean can't watch Gilmore Girls anymore. Another show. I have watched episodes of Gilmore Girl, like not on purpose, because it used to come on right before. It either came on right before Toonami started or it came on right before Slime Time Live started. I forget which one it was. So when I would come home, if I came home from school a little bit earlier, that's what would be on TV. And so I would be waiting for that to go off so that what I wanted to watch would come on.
I feel like this. I feel like if you did not watch Gilmore Girls in 2000, like in the early 2000s, like when it was running, which it ran till from 2002 to 2007, I think. I feel like if you didn't watch it during that time, it doesn't age very well. And the grandparents are like super Republican. Like they make comments about like George W. Bush. I'm not joking. So I feel like if you missed that gap of time, I don't suggest to people that they like start watching it now. Because it doesn't, like, I appreciate it for what it is because it's like nostalgic to me, but even like this rewatch this time, I was like like the way that they like the things, I mean, in that time period, it was like the language that they used was language that they used, but like I'm pretty sure that they used the word transvestite instead of transgender, and I was like, that makes me cringe a little bit. But obviously, like then we didn't, you know,
right, yeah,
you know, so like. It doesn't age very well. So, like, I wouldn't tell, like, now I wouldn't tell you, like, yes, go watch Gilmore Girls, even though you've never seen it. Because I don't feel like it aged well enough for that.
Right. Yeah, I mean, that's valid. That makes sense. In case I didn't know she could explain them. Gonna rewatch something from the CW. Gonna go back to the WB days. Yes, Buffy is another show. That's another one that I want to go back and watch. I did not watch Buffy.
I watched a little bit of Buffy. I loved movie Buffy the Vampire Slayer. When I was like coming out as a TV show, I was like, I cannot.
Yeah.
Like,
I wasn't into the vampires and werewolves and stuff like that when I was at that age. Because I was like in elementary school when Buffy was on TV. So I wasn't like into that. Also, I wasn't really allowed to watch because I think that came on like, if it didn't come on the WB, it might have came on UPN. It was on one of those two channels, and I wasn't really allowed to watch those channels without like some kind of supervision. And my mom had absolutely no interest in watching Buffy, so therefore I didn't really get to watch Buffy.
I rewatch a lot of like the WB kids shows. They were like the cartoons, like
like Animaniacs.
Pinky and Animaniacs and Pinky and the Brain. Ari does not like Pinky and the Brain because the brain scares her. Because she was like, "Why does his head look like it's gonna explode?" And I'm like,
I agree with her. I'm on her side.
It is a little bit creepy. I don't know. Some of these things that like I watched when I was like Ari's age, I'm like, why were people allowing me to watch this?
Apparently Grey's got real sometimes, talk about some heavy topics, which I could see that being the case. Which is another reason why I'm not pressed to watch it, because it seems like it's very dramatic, overly emotional, lots of trauma, just things that I'm not in the mood for.
I'm genuinely curious how much like actual health stuff is discussed during it, because it feels very like just like a drama, and I'm like, I would want to watch it more for the medical aspect, but I don't think there's a lot of that.
There is medical stuff in there too, because that show wouldn't work if there was no, it's not like.
But is it like House kind of thing? Like that's very medical focused. I feel like it's not like that.
Yes, like there are definitely discussions of medical things, like Scrubs, okay, which I know is like a comedy, but like that's what I'm gonna. Okay, so like Scrubs, we focus more on the storyline than we do on any kind of medicine, even though it takes place in a hospital. Grey's still has the medical aspect to it, but you're also following other storylines. So like there is talk about like this person has this disease, we need to figure out what's going on. Obviously, like the time period and when they figure out diagnoses is sped up, just like with like CSI or anything like that, where they have to like speed up the timeline. Like obviously you're not going to get certain scans back in 2 hours, which they have to in the show in order for the storyline to move. But there is definitely like medical things in it. It's not just
it's like very dramatic, so I just
there's just a lot of drama too.
Did you ever watch Saving Hope at all?
I've heard of it, but I never watched it.
Like it's got like a paranormal element to it, but it like I loved it, and I loved how much like I just watched it now. I didn't watch it when I was on, but like I just loved how in depth it went into like the medical stuff, and it was just really cool. But
Grey's just also tackles stuff that we might not want to talk about. Like, off the top of my head, like there's a whole episode where they have to treat like a white supremacist, and he is super racist towards Christina, and Christina is the attending doctor for him, and is basically told by Derek Shepherd, like, unfortunately, well, and by Bailey, I think too, is basically told, like, unfortunately we do have to work with people that may not like us, may want to end our lives, like that kind of thing, because Bailey ends up helping Christina on that assignment, and it's a rough episode to watch, but I feel like it was important. So like they do.
I just remember the last thing Bailey
too.
says after that. I think that was that episode where she just like looked at all of them and she's like, "If you ever call me again, like,
oh, because they would call her Hitler
or the Nazi or whatever.
Or Nazi.
Like, if you ever call me a Nazi again, I'm
yeah,
whatever."
Because that's it's that
episode. Picture her saying it. Ugh.
Yeah,
hard.
because they're dealing with an American Nazi is essentially what's happening, and they all refer like all of the
symbol tattooed on him.
Yeah, all of the like attendings refer to Bailey as a Nazi because she's like very like hard and everything. But it's the last episode where you ever hear anybody refer to her as that.
Question, Danny, is that an Olivia Blake book? The Will of the Many? Am I getting that mixed up with something else? It's chunky though, yeah. I want to think, is that Olivia Blake? Does anybody else know? I can't remember.
I have no idea.
Definitely heard of this book, but I can't remember who the author is. I go back and watch. Yeah, I would consider that maybe. It wouldn't be at the top of my list, Sex and the City, but maybe, because that's also a show that I've never watched, obviously, because when that show was on, I definitely was a child, was not old enough to be watching that.
I definitely watched Sex and the City with my mom.
It says James Islington. Oh.
Yeah.
James.
Okay.
Islington.
I don't know why. Maybe I've seen the cover or something, but that book sounds so familiar, and I can't remember why. We never had to do the baby thing in our school. Maybe that's why my class has such a high pregnancy issue. We never had to do that either, but we also did not have an issue with the pregnancy thing in my school. So I guess it just depends. This man was so certain my brother was my child. Like, bro, why would it matter if he was just trying to enjoy my lunch at McDonald's with my baby brother after a library visit? Did Florida actually lock down? That's a valid question.
Yeah, so Florida locked down in terms of there were places that you couldn't go. A lot of places went to well, actually almost it was restaurants and things like that that really locked down. The problem was, like, yes, there was about 6 months where we were actually in lockdown. It just wasn't as extreme as some other places were, which it should have been because we had a pretty high mortality rate during the pandemic. But it's really because it's up to the governor to shut everything down, and he was stubborn about shutting everything down.
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of people were going to vacation in Florida during the pandemic, so they were not as strict on the lockdown.
Yeah, we still had
much I do know between like Mexico and Florida.
Summer break. Yeah, and so I mean, but a lot of people that were like actual residents of Florida, you know, we masked up, we stayed in the house. Like, I didn't really leave the house that much, if I'm gonna be honest. Like, even though I was like pretty active in the recovery circle, like all of our meetings went virtual. So.
Yep. Ooh, Mayfair Witches. That sounds interesting. I'm assuming that's also Anne Rice. Yep. I know for us, it was the 3rd. I think it was the 13th. It was like March 13th or 14th. Because my birthday party was supposed to be, I think, on the 14th, which was a Saturday, and everything shut down on that Friday right before. So didn't have a birthday party that year. That was kind of a bummer.
We were the Tuesday after that because my sister always has Patrick's Day.
Oh, okay.
Party. So we had the party, and then
our shutdown
went to school on Monday. We were going to go to school Monday, Tuesday, and then Monday at like 2:00, they said, take everything with you that you need, and then we didn't come back the next day.
Wow. Yeah, some people found BookTube and stuff like that during the pandemic. I actually didn't find it till after the pandemic, so I'm kind of bummed that I missed that wave.
Like good reading time where you're doing nothing.
Came late to the party. Right. Yeah, I wish that I had been reading during like all that free time I had. What a waste.
For me, I mean. Awesome.
I found it during the pandemic, but I didn't talk to anybody. I just like lurked.
Yeah, I was alert.
I didn't.
Mm-hmm. That makes sense. I was in that weird gray area where I didn't qualify for COVID relief because I was over 18, but still technically a dependent of my mom as a student, and therefore I didn't get money. Oh, dang. That's crazy. And meanwhile, people are out here scamming, getting like fake PPP loans and stuff. That sucks. Mm-hmm. That really sucks. Thank goodness for y'all. By y'all, she means people that were actually on BookTube at the time, because it wasn't me.
Yeah, it wasn't me.
I really enjoyed Station 11. Ooh.
I heard this is an amazing
What'd you say, Neva?
Yeah.
Oh, I said it wasn't me. I was not on. I was on YouTube during the pandemic, but I was not on the book side of YouTube. Like I was doing like digital planner content back then.
Mm-hmm.
I almost read. I was about to start reading Station 11 in March 2020, and I set it aside and haven't.
Oh wow!
I'll get there eventually.
Wow. Well, apparently it's good to check the trigger warnings, according to Jean. So if anyone's thinking about reading it, do that. I watched it when it was live, but I just finished both. How do you say that? Lorelai. Okay. And Rory Hermione. That immediately had to turn it off.
Yeah, I get that.
I've never watched it. I've clearly never heard of the show either. Love Buffy. Rewatched it with my mom. Oh, okay. Not more mature than most teen dramas. Yeah, that's one that I definitely want to go back, especially because I know that Buffy inspired a lot of the writing that went into the Vampire Diaries, and I eat, breathe, and sleep the Vampire Diaries, so I feel like I have to go back and watch the what inspired that. So I definitely want to do that. The best way to watch them is together. Start with Buffy and then Angel during the season of Buffy that Angel started, and alternate episodes so you can catch all the crossovers. Ooh, that sounds fun. That's kind of like how the Vampire Diaries and the originals are. That sounds fun.
I need to go back and rewatch the Vampire Diaries and the originals as in tandem, because I watched them individually. I've never done it where you follow the thing to. I know there are lists on the internet, but I've never done it that way.
Mm-hmm. There's only a couple of episodes where it really makes a difference, but it is fun to do if you have the time. I recommend. Okay, 5 stars. At least it's giving it high praise. Top 10 of the year. Okay, might have to add that to my list for next year. Yeah, watch them in tandem. Yeah. Oh, here we go again. I don't know if you guys can see the comment, but I can't.
It's Eileen's name.
Oh, it's the author's name. Yeah. Sorry, I thought it was Olivia Blake. I don't know why I thought that. Yeah. Ooh, oh, whoa. Things are jumping. I'm 200 pages from the end, and I'm loving it. Can't imagine anything could happen and knock it down from 5 stars. Ooh, people are giving this book high praise. Okay. Our government was strict about the shutdown. People started rioting and blocking the entrance to the emergency rooms. Oh my gosh. Jeez. The show Buffy is done by the same guy that did the movie. Oh, okay. So it's more like a reboot, if anything. Oh, cool.
I mean, I think that now, I would go back and watch it, but back when I was growing up, it was movies would come out and then they'd come up with the TV series to capitalize on it, and it would be ridiculous, and it was just disappointing. Beetlejuice, they did that too, and it just couldn't do it. But I think Buffy is one that I do want to go back and actually watch sometime, because
I want to go back and rewatch the X-Files.
Yeah. I forgot about that show. I've never watched it. I don't even know what it's about. Maybe I'll add that
like
to my list.
Extraterrestrial stuff, I think.
Oh, okay. I mean, that would make sense with the title.
Yeah.
Still in the throes of critical mental health crisis when I found your channel. Aww.
I guess I count as being a pandemic YouTuber, even though I didn't.
Yeah.
When did I start my YouTube channel in 2022.
That was we still had a lockdown.
Yeah,
I think
there's still a lot of pandemic stuff happening there.
I guess we were still dealing with pandemic. Well, because I guess even Indiana was still dealing with pandemic stuff.
Yeah.
Because I moved.
I guess
from
it depends on part of the year.
Yeah, I moved from Florida to Indiana, and I was like, "Y'all still in pandemic times?" Because by then, like Florida, by 2022, by the end of 2021. Florida was like, forget it, and just opened everything back up. Like, you didn't have to wear masks, you didn't have to do any of that. So, like, is even at my job at Dunkin', they were like, well, if you don't have, like, you only had to wear a mask if you didn't have your COVID shot. Yeah.
Is this still about the Mayfair witches?
I think it's about Anne
I'm
Rice.
excited to continue. I miss all the background historical part of the story. Yeah, okay. It's just amazing in every way. The pacing, maturity, the action. Oh my gosh, Elyse, you're giving this book such high praise.
Yeah.
Which I feel like you don't do like very often. Not that you don't like read good books or give it. The Will of the Many.
Okay.
But like she said, top 10 of the year. That's high praise. 5 stars.
That's high praise from Elyse.
I'm gonna have to add this book to my list. You will see the influence of the framework, the monsters to deal with each. Oh, but yeah, the bigger, larger arc, and of course the stakes, the threat of the world ending all the time. Okay. I mean, it sounds very similar to like
the same.
Charmed is another one that I've heard good things about, but I've never watched. That's another one.
Wait, did we say Charmed?
Yeah.
I know there's like a lot of like well-known people. Yeah.
I'm not a huge fan.
I'm assuming that's a favorite of yours.
Yes, yeah. I liked it, Charmed.
I mean, I was worried when Shannon Doherty left, but I loved it even more when Rose McGowan came on.
Yeah, I liked it too. My dog's name is actually Leo because of the show. So yeah.
Oh, that's so cute. I love that. You're not going to like I'm not. Still give it a chance, but if you don't like the first 20 or 30%, it's not for you. The vibes are consistent throughout. Okay, I will keep that in mind.
I was like, I'm not gonna like
My
it.
My favorite stand of Anne Rice. Oh gosh.
Whew.
I know.
You guys almost had a
such
whole
high praise.
drink.
I wonder if it's high fantasy. That might be the reason why. Favorite stand-off is Anne Rice and Pandora. Also really liked the violin. Okay. Sharing some recs in the comments. It might be, I'm assuming that maybe Will of the Many might be high fantasy. And the reason why I say that is because I know that Danny reads fantasy. And I know that I have struggled with high fantasy before, and Elyse knows that. So that could be the reason why she's saying that I might not like it. We watch the X-Files until they go from single stories to running, ongoing, never-ending plot and skip to the movie. This computer is frustrating me. So far, I've only completed. What's THW? I mean TWH. I don't know what that stands for. Yeah. Interview.
I don't know.
Stat, but I've been.
Something by Anne
I don't
Rice.
think it is.
I don't know.
Yeah, I'm assuming
it
has to do with Anne Rice.
Vampire.
Yeah, it's Anne Rice. I don't know what TWH is, but I know that interview would be Interview with Vampire, and then Lestat is the second book after that. I have no idea what TWH is.
I don't either. I'm not not well versed in Anne Rice's.
The only
so I don't know what that stands for. I love
The
how
Witching Hour.
for sure not reading.
I know. I'm like, I'm so gonna get 150 pages read. I'm like, I'm 15 pages in.
We will. I know. The comments just keep going. They never stop.
They do.
Charm fan. Okay, got some charm fans. I love how we. Oh wait, did I read that already? Did I click on the same thing twice? Maybe I did.
It came in twice on my end.
I read the Arc of the Will and Many. I remember liking it and have seen so many fantasy readers enjoying it or pick it up. Okay, so Rally's heard good things about it. She's read it herself. I don't know. Maybe I need to just wait until I'm a little better when it comes to fantasy, and then maybe I'll be able to enjoy it. I think maybe if I jump into it now, I won't be able to appreciate it for what it is because I'm such a noob when it comes to fantasy. We only sprinted twice yesterday. Right, fair. I miss X-Files and the old charm. Never watched the new one. I watched the first couple of episodes of the first one. I watched the first couple of episodes of the new one, and then I kind of fell off. I honestly just forgot about it. It was something that I was watching. I think I just had like a couple, like I had some free time one weekend, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna start this show, and then life picked back up on Monday, and then I never went back to it. Love Charmed, got all the kiddos hooked on it. Haven't watched the new Charmed either. The old one is up there with Buffy though. It's high fantasy. Yeah, I figured that's what it was. I figured that was the reason. Oh, okay.
No, it's the witching hour.
No, the witching hour. Yeah. Wheel of Time is WOT.
Yeah. Yeah. Oops, I just skipped something. We'll come back to it. There we go. Weird question, but maybe you are doing more sprints tonight. If not, cool. I like the chat, but have to make a plan with the boys. Yes, we will be doing another sprint. Just trying to get to the end of the comments.
Stop commenting, everyone.
And also
we love it, but we need to go into a sprint.
Everybody do this. And then we have to stop talking.
I know that's
a series, and I think we'll immediately.
We're part of the problem.
Yeah, we are definitely contributing.
Definitely.
It's on AMC. It's supposed to be signed. Oh, interesting. AMC is a channel that I don't frequently watch very often, so I hate it when life gets in the way of. I know, right?
Mm-hmm.
Always. Supposed to be late though because of all the strikes. Yeah, a lot of shows are going to be like pushed back because of the strikes. Between like the actor strike, the writer strike, like everybody's striking. On the scale of Fourth Wing and Fifth Season, way better than Fourth Wing and not as complicated as Fifth Season. Okay, good to know. I struggled with the Fifth Season. That was a book that I like soft DNF'd and had to go back to later because I just was not understanding what was going on. So thank you for putting this book in perspective for me, Elysees. Interview is a series. Oh, yes, it is a series. You're right. You're absolutely right. I forgot about that. It actually came up. Okay, I'll stop. All right. So we have reached the end of the comments. Finally. We are going to do a long sprint this time to make up for all the time that we were not sprinting. So do you guys want to do an hour or do you guys want to do an hour and a half? Let me know. What are we thinking? What do you guys want to do?
I'm thinking probably hour because I don't know if I can read for an hour and a half without a break, but
yeah,
whatever works.
An hour is good for me.
We'll do an hour. That works for me.
I mean, I'd give an hour and a half a shot, but I don't think.
I know. I would probably just take my own little break. Yeah.
Here's the thing. I could read for an hour and a half, but that's because I'm literally diamond painting this unicorn. And then I need to switch to this poster size canvas that people voted for on YouTube. I've made a mistake letting y'all vote. It's bigger than my table that I'm using to diamond paint on.
Nice. All right. We'll set it for an hour. I will see you guys back here in 60 minutes. Happy reading. And we are back. How did everyone do? How did your reading go?
I have 10 minutes left.
Nice.
Thank God.
What about you, Amy?
I got to page 80. There's been a whole lot more killing.
There's a lot of killing in that book.
Yeah.
Everyone just dies. Just don't get too attached to anyone.
I'm like, oh, that person seems nice. Oh, they're dead.
Yeah, that's exactly it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean,
don't get too attached is a lesson that I wish someone had told me before I started reading this book.
I mean, I like it, but there's like some things where I'm like, that I feel like are being set up, and I'm like, if that is what's being set up, like, I don't want to read it.
I'm so curious to know what your thoughts are, but I don't want to spoil it for anybody that hasn't read it.
I know. I read up to page 56. I don't know where I was, but I'm at page 56 now.
Nice. What about you, Katy?
I am on page 91.
Nice.
Are you loving it?
I am for sure.
Good.
It's like more emotional than I thought it would be. Like, but so far so good.
It's one of my. Lila Green is one of my faves, but I knew that Bree had put, I think, Iris on there, and we count the whole, whatever, like the whole series or whatever. But yeah, I liked that Lila Green.
Well, I'm glad that everyone's mostly enjoying their books.
I mean, I'm liking it, but I'm just like, everybody just keeps dying, and I'm like,
yes, and that will continue to happen. That's not going to change. Let's see. Amal joined us during that sprint. Hello, Amal. How are you doing? Reading The Flip Side, listening to Left to Die, and e-reading Crime and Parchment. Nice. Oh, I forgot my computer is like slow. It takes forever for these things to load. That was not the last sprint. We will do at least one more sprint. Depending on how long this break section goes, we will do at least one more for sure. And then we'll kind of gauge it from there to see how people are feeling. Neva has sprint starting in an hour and a half, roughly. Yep. So it's the last sprint here. Oh, wait, your sprints start tonight at 12?
Yeah, I fucked up. I put it in the Discord, bro. So we were on sprints last night, right? And I was like, oh, I'm not going to be able to do Saturday sprints at midnight. Because
that's what I was confused about.
Yeah, because
I thought they were tomorrow at 12.
Saturday at 8 p.m. Am I stupid? Oh. So then Jean was like, hey, are you going to do sprints at midnight? And I was like, oh, yeah, I guess I could do that.
Okay, so yeah, that is the last sprint. Well, once we get done here, we'll take like another like little mini break if you guys want to read during that time or go to the bathroom, get a snack, whatever, and then we'll head over to Neva's channel. I didn't. Yeah, my link tomorrow. That's
my link is in the Discord. No, I'm just a moron. That's all. It's fine. I'm just stupid.
Courtney went to bed. She's probably gone now, but good night, Courtney. Thank you for coming. Amazing. Sorry, wasn't. Yeah, that's okay. That's okay. As long as you're here, it doesn't matter. Your health is what's important. So if you needed to rest, it's all good. No worries. Saying good night to Courtney. Elena joined us as well during the sprint. Hello, Elena. Let's see. Amal got to. Oh wait, did we get the? Oh, okay, yeah. Got to chapter 13. Nice. Okay. Oh no, you're welcome. You're absolutely welcome. I'm glad you were able to stop by, Amal. Good to see you. Hello, how are you, Elena? What are you reading? Wow, since when does the new Finlay Donovan have a cover? Just started wondering when it's released in March.
Oh, I haven't
and see
seen
that it has a cover. I'm giving this one a chance. Is this the fourth one?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so number 3 is like a filler book. People didn't like, I mean, I didn't rate the third one as high either. I mean, I still enjoyed it and I still feel like you needed it. Like, I don't think that the story could continue really without it. But it wasn't as, like, gripping, I guess, as the first and second books.
Mm-hmm.
But I think isn't it supposed to be like
Makes
7
sense.
books, Kelsey?
I think
Is
it's supposed to be 7 books. Yes.
So there's gonna
Oh,
be
wow.
some, I just feel like there are gonna be some. I'm not willing to give up
There's
on
gonna
it.
be filler books.
There
Yeah.
will be books that we're not gonna like. You know what I mean? Like there are gonna be books somewhere in the middle that you're like, that wasn't great.
Yeah. That's part of it's just part of how things go. When you have a series that's going to be that long, it's expected. And they'll finish grading. Okay, that's good. You finished grading the essays. Now have smaller assignments to reach your goal for tonight. Excellent. Glad we're making progress. 15% into Left to Die. You are welcome, Amal. Like I said, thank you so much for stopping by. Appreciate you coming. Miss Reading had to explain some Fourth Wing stuff to my son. How old is your son? 26 pages
say
left.
Everybody dies because that's what's happening.
I mean, yeah, that's pretty much it. That's pretty much the moral of the story. There's a romance and everyone dies.
I mean, there is
even
some
romance
pretty good banter going on. I will.
Oh yeah, I love like the friend group. Their dialogue is fun.
Yeah,
I do like them. I like the side characters more than I like the main characters.
Amy, you haven't gone to the dragons yet, but they're. I don't want to spoil it, but once you get to the dragons, it's cool how they communicate. Basically,
like I saw the like you see the dragons, like they were perched up, and then somebody started running, and they like eviscerated them, and I was like, whew.
Oh yeah, she's to that part.
Yeah, okay. But I mean, that was like in chapter 3, you know. The first day.
Nice. Let's see. And 26 pages left to finish. Oh, okay. Nice. Getting close to finishing up that first prompt for the white team.
Nice.
Got to page 80 in Six of Crows. Nice. I'm glad that we were all able to make some decent progress. Got 2 chapters done in Wheel of Time, number 10. Didn't read for the entire sprint. I actually did read for the majority of that sprint. Well, I listened to the book for the majority of that entire sprint, but I also made and ate dinner during that time too. So lots of productivity happening.
Very important.
Oh, you're welcome, Kay. Thank you for doing the Lord's work, Kay. We appreciate this list that you have put together. Yes, I will see you guys over at Neva's channel. We'll be heading over there. If you guys need to take a break to like use the bathroom, grab a snack or something, feel free. See you tonight at 9. On chapter 3 of Zodiac Academy 7. That's a series that I would like to read, but I know that I won't get to it for a really long time, especially because it's a pretty long series from my understanding. So it'll be a while before I get to that. But it's on my list to one day, eventually.
Well, and each book is really long too.
Yeah.
If I
remember
right. Like
I haven't read why I'm like, won't be anytime soon.
Yeah.
Cat has the zoomies. Feels a bit crazy right now. Oh, okay, he's 15. Oh, okay. Oh, gotcha. I didn't know if it was like
just say everybody dies.
Honestly, keep it simple, right? That's what my gym teacher used to always say, keep it simple, stupid. And I still remember that to this day.
Kiss, kiss.
Started on the Only Good Indians. Ooh. Too soon for an opinion yet. Okay. Did soft DNF this in 2021?
I heard a lot.
We were just talking about that yesterday. Yes, we were just, it's a shame that Courtney's gone. Me and Courtney were just talking about this on Sprints yesterday because I don't know if she read it already or if she's about to read it or something, but like she hadn't heard anybody say like anything negative about this book. And I was like, I've only heard people say negative things about this book. Like they didn't like it. They DNF'd it. It was boring. Like I've heard a lot of like not good things about it. So
who is
it's
this
interesting. Stephen Graham
something? Jones.
Oh, okay, yeah. So somebody well known. Yeah, okay.
Yeah. So yeah, this is a very like polarizing book where it's like people either enjoy it or they absolutely despise it. Like there's no in between. So Jigra, I'm curious to hear what your thoughts are once you actually finish this book and whether, you know, what side you fall on. It's really just the steamy parts. Yeah. All the books I love with good stories tend to have those parts. So hard to share sometimes. I feel like there's only like one, or maybe it's two, like kind of like steamy parts of Fourth Wing.
Yeah.
But I feel like the first time it's like steamy, nothing actually happens. It's just them talking about what they want to do and like not actually doing anything. And then the second time, like something actually happens. So I feel like it's not too difficult to talk about Fourth Wing and like skip over those little bits, or, you know, prevalent throughout the story. Okay, so Coda really loved The Only Good Indians. As I said, it's very polarizing.
Yeah.
People either love it or they hate it. It's so interesting. One is really, the second one is,
one is, yeah.
I mean, if you're out there reading like smut, then it's nothing. But like for that book, it's definitely a little more spicy, I guess. The lightning and all the stuff. That's what I remember the most from that scene. It was like
not very high.
Well, this should be okay. I think that the smut that's in like ACOTAR was more intense, especially like Silver Flame. Silver Flame was a lot. Like Fourth Wing is nothing. If you've read I don't know if you've read Silver Flame, but like if you've read Silver Flame, Fourth Wing is nothing compared to that book.
Yeah.
I read the first ACOTAR and I didn't like it. And my sister was like, that's just the price of admission for the rest of the series. You'll love it. And I was like, no, I don't think I will. But
it's not for everyone.
They'll probably talk me into it at some point, but
I agree. The first book, I didn't really like the first book either, if I'm being completely honest. It was like a 3-star. It was very mid. But then like once I got to the second book, I was like, oh, okay, like I understand why people like this. And then I got to the third book and I was like, okay, I'm hooked. I'm here. You got me.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm sure I'll get to it eventually, but I was just like, this was so like, what? Nobody thinks this is this isn't a toxic relationship, right? Like,
oh yeah.
Nobody thinks this is a good relationship, right? Like I was just flabbergasted.
You had a lot of like Tamlin fans in the first one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's like, don't worry. She realizes all her mistakes before she publishes the second one.
It's because we saw the potential of Tamlin in the first one. And then he fucked up all of his potential in the second one. There was potential there. I mean, especially because we know that it's a Beauty and the Beast.
It's so much fun watching people read the first book like Tamlin.
They're like, I love Tamlin. Second book, I hate Tamlin.
Yeah, because I mean, even Mr. Reading when he read the whole series at the beginning of the year, bro. And he would come to me, he's like, I just love Tamlin. Tamlin's my dog, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, and then we got halfway through book 2 and he was like, fuck Tamlin. And I was like, yeah, sorry for you.
Yeah,
I told you.
See, I read it and I was like, how do people like Tamlin? Like, I couldn't stand him the whole time.
So you didn't like Tamlin?
No.
Interesting.
See, I feel like it's because
he's not a big part. Like book 2, he kind of disappears.
That's kind of what
I think that was one of my favorite things about the third book. In the third book, when he comes back and like they have like that big meeting where all the High Lords or whatever are there, and they're like arguing and like going back and forth. That is my favorite scene in the third book because it is so funny the way they're like going back and forth, like insulting each other and like clapping back. I was like, ooh, like popcorn, like this is good. I love that book.
Yeah, so Amy, good. I can tell you that when I first read ACOTAR, I actually DNF'd the first book. I was like, it's not my vibe. Like, I just don't think it's for me. And then people were like, and this is like back when it first was like published and before I was in the book community, and people were like, well, like you should try and read the second book. And I was like, I don't know. And so like, I didn't even finish the first book when I picked up the second book. So that was fun. But I read the second book and then I did get into it. So normally what I tell people is read the first 2 books. And if you really decide it's not your thing, because like the second book is kind of like a polar opposite, in my opinion, to the first book. So that's what I usually say. Cause it's totally fair. Like Sarah is not for everybody, But I feel like if you like Fourth Wing, like let's say you read through Fourth Wing and you really like it, it's very similar vibes, in my opinion, for the rest of the series.
Yeah, okay. Agreed. I always tell people don't judge ACOTAR off the first book, because if I had done that, I probably wouldn't have continued the series. I didn't really like the first book. Like, I have no problem admitting that, like, I got to the end of it and I was like, this is the book that everybody's talking about. This book was, like I said, very mid, very underwhelmed, very unimpressed.
See, yeah, I read it
like
unimpressed. I called my sister and I was like, why did you want me to read this book? This is dumb.
Yep, that's how I felt. And then I read the second book and I was like, oh, okay. This is interesting. I tell people, like, you read the first one because you have to in order to understand what's going on. But the second book is really where the story starts.
Oh, yeah.
This price of admission, you know.
Yeah. Unfortunately, that is true. But yes, Kay, I would definitely hold off on reading or letting, your son read Silver Flame, because that was a lot of smut for me, and I'm not a smut reader, so that's why I was like, ooh, like, this is a lot. Like, every other scene, it's like very like sexually charged. I'm like, I was not prepared for this. I didn't know it was gonna be like this. The other books are not like that. So yeah, definitely hold off on that one.
It was
don't rush to get to that one.
It was like that for Mr. Reading with Neva too. He was like, what? He like came in my room. He was like, what do you have me reading? And I was like, I don't know, man. You're ahead of the series. Okay. At that point, I had only read 1.5 books. Okay. I had read the first book, and then half of the second book. The only reason I knew what happened is because people had spoiled it for me, and I'm not really a person that gets like up in arms about it, just because I'll forget. I mean, most of it I'll forget. But he was just like, everybody's just having sex all over the place. And I was like, yes. Yeah, buddy. Yeah, I don't know what to tell you. He was like this. He was like, you didn't tell me it was spicy. And I was like, we did a live stream together, and the question that was asked to you was what my favorite genre was, and you said smut. So you think I'm going to give you a book that doesn't have spice in it, bro?
But like Silver Flame was on another level. Like, there are like spicy scenes in the other book. But Silver Flame took it up like 5 notches for no reason.
But he was like recounting scenes for me, and I was just like sitting there, and he was like, oh, I forgot you read all the smut in this house, and left the room. And I was like, I'm sorry, what do you want me to do?
We're talking about ACOTAR, Gene. Specifically, Amy has read the first one and didn't care for it. Had no feelings about Tamlin in the first book after Shivers. I liked Tamlin in the first book. I was like, okay, he's a decent guy, except for at the end. I didn't like him at the end. I'm like, what's up with him? Why is he acting like this?
I was just like,
but
this
then
is
I got
the
to the
most
second
toxic person I've ever, or fairy, whatever. Like, this is the most toxic thing in the world. I cannot.
I mean,
That's how I felt when I got to the second book.
Yeah, because we were told that this is, I mean, it is loosely a Beauty and the Beast retelling. I expected there to be toxicity. You know what I mean? I just expected there to be like some kind of redemption. So like,
there was
we
no
saw
redemption.
We saw like the potential of Tamlin, and then he fucked it all up in the second book. So,
you know that meme or like that picture of like that little girl who's like sitting in the backseat in a car seat, and her face is like that's how I felt reading Tamlin's character in the second book. That was me.
Yeah.
Oh, whoops! I didn't mean to skip over that. It was not that bad for me, but then I read Court of Nightmares before Silver Flame, and that book scared me. Oh, I have not read Court of Nightmares. I'm not familiar with that one.
Is that scared or
I'm going to spend the next week. Huh?
Is that scared or scarred? The book Scarred.
Oh, it might be Scarred. Yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't read that book, so I don't even know what that's about. I'm sorry though that happened.
No.
Gonna spend the next Neva sprint on reading spoilers of ACOTAR, whatever that is. You don't know what ACOTAR is? You always call her Sarah Janet. Sarah Janet will not get hours of my life. Minutes, yes. Hours, absolutely not. I won't repeat my opinion of Akatar. Ooh, my eye's burning. I think he messed it up at the end of the first one. Yeah, he just made it worse. Yes, I agree with this comment 100%.
Mm-hmm.
Scared, not scarred. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, I have not read that book, so maybe I should add that to my list, or at least to look it up to find out what it's about. Might want to read it. I typically like books that are like very like, I don't know, intense or scary, like horror, like people that don't like horror, people that don't like really intense things. I kind of like it. I'm weird like that. I don't know what's wrong with me. The fact that you said it scarred you, I'm like
psychological thrillers, so
yeah. When you said it scarred you or scared you, I'm like, Googles to find out more. Well, the spider, okay. But it was a little more spice and I was prepared for it, so scarred. Me reading Silver Flame. Court of Nightmares is okay. Why choose 7 shape-shifting vampires to 1 female vampire? Oh my gosh. Okay, maybe I will not look this book up.
Den of Vipers.
That's a lot. That's a lot going on there. Read The Only Good Indians. It's weird but good horror. Okay, I'll think about it. I've kind of been on the fence about it because I've just heard so many people say negative things about it that it's like, I don't know if I want to like take the time to invest in something that might not like pan out. But I'm not going to take it completely off the table. I'll say that. It's not completely off the table. It's not completely out of the realm of possibility. Uh-oh. There we go. Be careful. Yeah, I'm not the biggest smut reader. I will say that. It's Smutpalooza, Court of Nightmares. It didn't scare me at all. I found it easy. Oh my god. 75% smut. Oh my goodness. Yeah, maybe that's not the book for me. Maybe not. All right. Well, we have reached the end of the comments, amazingly. I'm going to end it here. If you guys are not already subscribed to these lovely ladies, their channels are linked down below. If you joined in the very beginning when this first started, they probably were not linked, so you need to refresh so that you can see it in the description. But they are all down there. Also, if you guys are interested and you're not already participating in the Readathon, the link to the Discord for the Readathon and the link to the announcement video are also down below in the description. All of my socials and links and stuff like that are down there in the description as well. Do you guys have anything? I know Neva has a sprint literally coming up in 15 minutes, but do you guys have anything coming up? Any videos or any sprints or anything that you guys want to drop before we leave?
I have sprints on my channel tomorrow. Right now they're scheduled at 7, but I think that I'm gonna change it to 5 because I can. I don't know.
If my
devices
ever decide to export things ever again, then there will probably be like 2 videos that come out next week. They will both be whipping chats, okay? And one of them is like Halloween themed because it was supposed to be out last week. But nothing wants to export, so here we are. You're welcome.
Nice.
I have sprints not till Friday, but I'm doing every Friday, and then I'm going to try to be on everyone else's sprints. I'm on sprints with Amy tomorrow.
Nice.
Well, if I edit, I might have a video come out tomorrow. We'll see. Because I recorded it today.
That's a vibe.
But yeah, it's just my October wrap up, and I always sprint on Fridays and Sundays, so that's where I'll be. I'm in the spreadsheet, so you can find me there if you want. But yeah,
nice. All right. Well, I will echo what Katy said. If I edit, there will be a video that goes up at some point next week. It's supposed to be my Mexico trip that I went on like almost 2 months ago at this point. But I just don't feel like editing the footage. Like vlogs are a lot because it's just so many random clips and you have to try to put it together and make it make sense. So it's like, I've been dreading doing it. Because it's like, people don't want to see that. But also, like, I have all this content and I should do something with it. And it's like me fighting myself on whether or not to even start editing it. And then it's like, the dread of knowing that once you start, you're going to get sucked in, and that's going to be hours that are going to disappear from your life. And you're like, oh, where'd the time go? So,
but also everybody wants to see it because they all want to live vicariously towards people that are actually
right. Yeah.
Also, Amy's going to tell you that everyone wants to see it because I brought up the Florida vlog from almost a year ago. I went to Florida in April, y'all, to visit Rainy. Never posted the vlog because I got annoyed trying to piece it all together. And Amy was like, everyone still wants to see it. Maybe I'll put it up on the 1 year since I went. I'll be like, this is 1 year ago I went.
Yep. So yeah, that may or may not come out. It's going to depend on how this weekend goes. Maybe I'll start editing it this weekend. Maybe I will sleep. We'll see.
But I do also get that it's really, like, it's a lot to edit all that. Like, I do a lot of sit-down videos, and sometimes I feel exhausted to edit it.
Yep. Filming a vlog, I mean, editing a vlog is just a lot. It's like doing a puzzle. Trying to put it all together after the fact. So yeah, that's what's going on with everyone. Like I said, everyone is linked down below in the description. We're gonna head over to Neva's channel. Feel free to join us over there. Hope to see you there. I'll probably start off on camera, and then I'll probably end up going to bed at some point because it is almost midnight here. So yeah, but thank you guys for joining me. Appreciate having you here, and we will see you guys over on Neva's channel.